Alright, we are now officially recording. Everyone say hi to Tilly.
Oh my god, Tilly, hi!
Yay! Alright, no one else talked to Tilly. She's in timeout now. She goes to jail where she belongs. I already said stop talking to Tilly, Veggie. Come on. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's perfect. Alright, cool. But everybody else is in all of their funny little chats, all of their character sheets and whatnot.
Yes.
Alright. And I am hoping to just hop right in. Let me stretch and let me get a drink of water, and then I'll start us.
Okay.
Alright. I want more gas station food. That's all I've been eating these past few days. They're so good. Anyways. Once upon a time, the perfect heroine, the wise sage, and the false princess are woken up in the morning by a message from the maid Lucilia. I don't know where Luciana came from. The wise sage's brother Maddock had finally woken up, and a formal request from the doctor of the infirmary was inviting the three of them to talk to him while he was conscious but still recovering. When they met up, they found that Martha was thoroughly scolding Maddock, just having found out about why he was really in the infirmary, having just dueled his brother after he had challenged him. When the three made themselves known, Martha quickly excused herself, but was particularly fearful of Phoebe, who was too tired to even recognize that Martha was cautious of her. After a short conversation with Maddock, he reveals that he remembers nothing about the duel and was not even aware that he went, since he had a terrible stomach ache after the book club that he and Martha shared. It is also revealed that he harbors feelings for the pigeon Kenku and begs the three, particularly his brother, to help him change her mind and consider him as a partner instead. When the three depart from the infirmary, they immediately are met with Martha again, who furthered an apology with a fruit basket and thanked the wise sage once more for helping her with her dress. The three part ways and both the heroine and the princess seek out solace, the school's informant, and gossip for more information. The heroine specifically hopes to know about Summer's plans for the animal pact magic test, and the princess hopes to figure out who the mysterious Kadras is. But both are disappointed as they found out Solas's prices were too high to accommodate. But if there was information of equal value, they would be willing to depart with information in turn. The wise sage decided to go out and research blood magic to better understand his situation, only to be met with the archivist, who was willing to depart with the information the wise sage was looking for. However, he found that it was more dangerous than he expected, as a blood demon relies only on instincts and only allows someone to use their magic under shady deals with a higher power. Though, surely, he didn't worry about that. At the end of lunch, the perfect heroine eats near the forest and finds a few strange things. There, near the edge of the forest, she found a lone slipper, simple and made crudely of quality, and was surrounded by a good amount of dead pigeons that looked like they had been melted off and ripped off of something bigger and stranger. So, with that, our story continues. So, a few days, not a lot, maybe 1 or 2 days have passed since that has happened. And Darian, you have been helping with Martha's dress. As said before, a few days have gone by and they felt faster than one would expect. And you're actually making pretty good progress. Maddock insisted on being there during times that Martha met up with you to try the dress on and make adjustments. Though he doesn't really save much, save for how he could clearly do the hem better, or the collar he could make the collar look better, or like the sleeves are looking a bit too puffy. He likes to criticize you, but he doesn't really mean anything behind it, and you can tell he's like fairly decent company. And he's been talking to you more and more after that fight. And he seems to just be a general good company despite how annoying he can be. There have been marks of his duel with you. However, they've mostly been like fading away because most of these injuries are surface level, save for a few strands of hair that have been burnt off from Kuchipachi's acidic spit. But everything seems generally all right. Currently, you're letting Martha try on her dress once more. And she kind of tests it out. She seems like really impressed. You added in that accents of a dark royal purple that you managed to get your hands on with the help of Diana, who did supply you with a little bit of extra of fabric. Even though you were willing to buy it yourself with very little money you had, she was willing to help you with that. But she kind of looks at it and you can tell like, oh, she really likes it, with small little adjustments like making the hem a little bit shorter so she can move it around it a little bit more, making the sleeves just a tad more loose. But overall, it seems fairly good and she seems very happy with it. Darian, how are you feeling on that dress?
Darian actually managed to do something without fucking it up, and somebody is proud of him and happy with him. Yeah!
Rare Darian W.
Exceedingly rare Darian W. Let's fucking mark this one down in the history books.
Yeah, and Martha seems genuinely happy, because, like, despite all of, like, the small changes, they are very surface level. Yeah, rare Darian W. She just goes, oh, this is all wonderful. You made the skirt more flowy than I imagined. And she like twirls a little bit and you can see like the skirt follow after. It's very nice. You managed to get a good amount of movement into this dress without having to use a lot of fabric. Honestly, you don't really know how that happened, but you managed pretty well. And like all of your tailoring skills, you tailored. You literally did tailor. And she just goes, well, I'm going to take this off now, but I very much appreciate all the help you've given me, Lord Darian. It helps. And then there's like Maddock sitting there, and then Martha goes, you're also very good moral support. And Maddock beams a little bit. But she steps back into like the changing rooms to like take off the dress, and you feel Maddock kind of tug at your sleeve as he kind of urges you out the room to have a private conversation with you real quick.
All right. What troubles you?
So he pulls you in, and he seems a little bit nervous, even like with how flustered he is, like with being around Martha. He goes, so that animal pack magic test is closer than I expected it to be.
All right.
I was thinking possibly if there was some way somehow that have you talked to her at all about maybe considering somebody else that is not Summer?
You have been here for most of the time I've spent with her.
Yes, but
in
like
most of the conversations, I have mostly been just focusing on the dress because the dress had a lot shorter of a time limit. It's a lot easier to notice when I fall behind on the dress.
Well, she's going to be confessing the day of the packed animal test, so that's also on a timeline, you know.
I still think that she may just need to get her heart broken a little bit. But
he kind of sours at that. He just goes, well, what? So I've been thinking of something. What if we fabricate a scenario where I could possibly save her from something and she would think I'm really cool and masculine and really heroic?
I wouldn't go that far, but she might think you're pretty cool.
I think so. But
that is also a lot of risk and danger.
Well, I mean, you used to use your illusionary magic to make all sorts of creatures. You could do that again.
Used to, Maddock.
Well, it's not like you forgot all of your illusionary spells on a dime.
I have decided not to use them. as a matter of principle.
He frowns at that, like, a really, like, exaggerated sour-faced frown. Come on, Darian, are you serious? You could help me with this, please, please. Like, you used to make, like, what were those big cats? You used to make, like, tigers and lions, and they used to roar, and they did all of that. They felt real. And I'm thinking we could pretend an animal got loose, and I could save her from it. How about that?
I'm still on a bit of thin ice. Like, you do realize I'm helping out with the animal pact magic as a punishment.
I know, but, like, I don't know, can't you, like, ease up on the other moral thing a little bit?
You summon an illusionary tiger?
No, but you could. That's why I'm saying you should do it, and then I can use a little bit of my own illusionary magic to, like, slay the beast. And then we could even say that, oh, you were just doing a little jester skit, and when we find out it's actually illusion magic, it'll still have the same effect. Because I saved Martha, and I don't know, Summer, like, screamed and ran away or something. I don't know. I'm still thinking.
I was about to point out, Summer will also spring into action.
No, he won't. Well, yes, he will. But, like, I'm just saying that maybe I could spring into action a little bit faster and seem more heroic and cool and interesting to her.
You've put a lot of thought into this, haven't you?
No!
You have it written down in a notebook somewhere.
No! No!
You're writing your little fanfics, aren't you?
I am not!
You totally are.
I am not. Do not put that on me. You can tell on his face, it's not hard to read. He did have to pause to remember a tiger, yes. But yeah, Maddock seems very just almost deflated as you shoot down one idea after another, and he goes, I don't know. I guess I'm also a little bit cautious of what happens if she is rejected. I mean, a common lady confessing to a high-ranking prince, not to mention one that's engaged to Lady Phoebe. I also fear for what, might happen to her reputation. What little there is.
Have you told her that?
Yes, I have, and she just told me that, well, true love will find a way, which I admire. Truly, I admire her determination and stubbornness. But I do not think true love will help her in the case that she will be a laughingstock for the entire school.
As someone who is also a laughingstock for the entire school, it's not the worst thing that can happen to you.
He makes another face at you.
It's pretty low down there.
Aww.
But it's not the absolute... Things could be worse.
She could be put into a remedial jester's class, I guess.
Do you want me to help you?
Yes! Oh. just kind of sighs. And he just goes, I don't know, I was just hoping to be, I don't know, like, a knight in shining armor or something. She's so obsessed with that, and I just want to show her that before she makes a mistake she doesn't understand is critical in aristocratic society. It's just, in no offense, she's of a different world. She doesn't understand the intricacies of social interactions and hierarchies and all of that, and she's just so optimistic, and I love that for her, and I don't want her to lose that.
But she's dead set on it.
Yeah, she is.
You're far closer to her than I am. I'm not sure if I can... If I say the same things, I doubt it'll convince her more than you could.
I know. Well, she's always I don't know. I think she's always seen me as a little bit of a friend, maybe even a little brother. I don't want to think about that. So I think she just kind of takes everything I say with a grain of salt. It's not... Oh, I'm not really... I don't know. He just kind of like sits down, and as he does so, Martha comes back out with her normal dress. He seems rather deflated, and Martha notices and she goes, "Oh no, did you two have a fight again?"
No, nothing like that. Don't worry.
Oh, well, okay. She kind of awkwardly tiptoes around and like gives the dress back to you and goes, "Well, after the hemming of the dress, the bottom of the dress, and just loosening up the sleeves, I think everything else should be good to go."
Perfect. I can get that done within a day or two, I want to say.
Really? Oh, that's lovely.
It should be done in time.
Okay. And she nods very excited at that and goes, "I guess afterwards we can talk about payment, and I can get you, I think, a good few gold for this, because you've did very fine work, and I know I've been picky, and it's been weird, and
You deserve a dress you're happy with.
Yes, but you also deserve to be paid. So after all of this is done, we can discuss payment and what you think would be a proper amount to pay you."
Figure that out later. That's secondary.
All right. She nods, and she actually looks at Maddock and goes, "Oh, well, I guess actually the two of us are actually going to continue on our book club because, well, our last book club a few days ago was cut short because of how sick Maddock was. So feel free to go if you feel like it."
Oh, yeah. I'll leave you to that.
We'll be going to the library soon, but I wanted to talk to him anyways. Whatever works for you. And she looks at Maddock, and he shrugs and goes, "Yeah, I could do whatever as well. And you are free to go."
All right, I will give them their space.
As you do that,
what?
Hmm?
Oh, you go ahead.
Well, before you leave, you do hear the beep 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 beep, very familiar alarm of Kuchipachi. And both kind of like look at each other like, "Oh, what was that?"
Have fun if you're book club. I have to go.
Oh, okay. They both. Martha seems rather surprised, but you immediately book it out. As you step out of the building, I would say like dusk is already kind of coming upon you, and you do kind of notice that curfew will probably start soon. You have a good amount of time, I would say, but this is, I would say, like, it is now kind of, how can I say, it is now like the schoolyard is kind of emptying out. You do see some people here and there conversing. The library usually is pretty busy because a lot of students tend to like spend their time there, but in terms of like you're in the main class building, so a lot less people are there. So luckily, with you stepping out and kind of going out into the building and closer to the outside campus, you do notice that Kuchipachi's trying to get out. Not good.
I would like to kind of clutch my pocket a little bit tighter and go, You need to wait. Can you wait just a bit longer? I know. But can you wait until after it's dark? I can ask the others for some help, and we can see about getting you an animal.
As you do that, you can hear like Kuchipachi groan, and he doesn't seem very patient with you. He is desperately trying to get out, and you kind of already almost feel this in the back of your head. It almost comes in as instinct, as you can immediately tell that he is hungry again. You don't know how hungry, but
how hungry?
How hungry? But you do know for a fact that, oh, this sounds like this guy, it looks like the squirrel won't do much for him anymore.
I need to get the stress back to my workstation first.
Yeah.
I can't get rid of the stress. I think I'm going to, like, hurry back to the dorm, but the entire time, I probably look like an absolute nutcase because I am, like, clutching, this, like, I'm trying to figure out whether it's better to keep it in my pocket or not.
Well, you know what happens if you keep it in your pocket.
I'm clutching this Tamagotchi in one hand, like, dress slung over my other arm, and I'm just kind of, like, muttering to it.
Yeah.
And it's all just, hey, just hold out a bit longer. Just hold out. I'm gonna put something down, and then we can come back out, and we can try to find a squirrel or maybe an injured bird that's pretty close to the ground, or something. We can find something.
As you ramble to yourself, the schoolyard seems to be vacant of any people, save for one person, a silhouette you come upon as you try to rush to your dorms, but you are stopped in your tracks as you are face to face with this person a couple of yards away. And with dusk coming upon you, it at first was a little bit hard to see, but as they come closer, you recognize this person. And for whatever reason, you're not entirely sure, you see Maddock holding his spell book and a scimitar.
Just left them in the other room.
Yeah, you did.
There's no way he could have gotten in front of me.
You don't know that.
Unless he booked it some other way, just out of my sight.
Yeah. But, yeah, as you are face to face with, Maddock.
Oh, God.
Phoebe, it's your turn. So, Phoebe, a couple of days passed since that last incident with Maddock and his whole entire duel and whatnot, but things seem to be going pretty well. This afternoon, after all of your classes, you were actually you received a request from one of the carrier pigeons. You know this to be the archivist who had requested to see you again, and by now, you guys have had, I wouldn't say frequent, but semi-frequent meetings. Almost like a week or so, or every other week, you kind of would meet up with him, and you would discuss about the computer that you may or may not have stolen. But you two have worked together for some time now, and you found the biggest thing is that it's hard to find materials to work with to recreate a laptop. Like, what the fuck's a motherboard? And while a good amount of it seems to go over the archivist's head every time you talk about this laptop and how to recreate it and what goes into a laptop or into a computer, he seems less concerned of remaking it, despite what he says the council is concerned about, and he seems more interested in the knowledge of him learning about it. As you go off about what you know about your computer and about how you put a PC together, you would see him immediately, like, take notes down, and it's almost to a scary degree. He's very thorough and seems to know what is important and what to note down. Despite all of that, though, your meetings together are not very organized. He will have you riddle off facts about what you know, but then get quickly distracted by something else. You could ask him a very mundane question, and he will immediately start going off about anything he knows. And on top of that, he will also just kind of listen to you talk, whatever's on your mind, and he won't seem to say anything. He just seems to listen. And these seem to be, on days like these, you two get, like, extremely distracted with very unimportant things. And the archivist himself seems actually behind on work. However, he seems like, he doesn't seem to mind. When he requested you, he was still, when you kind of meet up with him, he was still working. He says that fell asleep at his desk. And he fell behind work, and you could tell from the bags in his eyes he did not get a lot of sleep. This man works himself to a bone. But regardless, you two tend to talk. And again, this is a lot less like an interrogation of knowledge and more of a casual hangout. You'll see Adalia soon leave, and then Aster soon leave because the two share an office space, and then Adalia herself, who works at the library, soon finish off her shift when she talks to Aster a little bit, and the two kind of go off. But you are kind of just working with the archivist, not really doing anything of importance. And after you two have your usual discussions, small talks, how have you been, whatnot, he pipes up and goes, "So, I was also going to let you know, you've been meeting with me about this device a lot, but I haven't really been able to touch your diary and uncode much of it. I've been really behind on work, and it's something in the back of my mind, but I just wanted to be honest with you and let you know that that's not something I've really made progress on."
She kind of, Phoebe sort of blinks, or it's like, oh, that's right. She's as though she kind of forgot after, having, back-to-back mental breakdowns and, surviving as a deathly altercation, as well as trying to build this insane conspiracy board, and just got back from talking to a guy about knowing what the fuck Summer's doing. Phoebe's like, oh, yeah, that's right. Absolutely not a problem at all. You need to focus on yourself. What exactly are you trying to study for?
It's less of me studying this time around. And he gestures to the pile of books he has. I've actually agreed to a deadline I shouldn't have, and I ended up with more books that I need to archive and record properly, and some of these books are very hefty. And you could tell, you look at these books, and you've seen them. When you open some of these books, the few that he will allow you to touch, because he is very particular about conserving knowledge, the ink seems to fade a lot. The pages themselves are yellow, deteriorating, almost rotting away. The spine of the cover seems to be folding in on itself, and they're hard to read. And you've seen him. It will take him a good, I wouldn't say few hours, but a good hour to get through a few pages. So knowing that he has these relatively thick books on hand that he's promised to transcribe and get archived, probably not great. You don't even want to know what his actual schoolwork looks like.
He sort of nods. It's like, I see. I think Phoebe kind of sits down, ponders something, and she's probably watched him work, right?
Yeah,
knows
you have.
what he does. And I'm trying to think of what would be the best option here. Oh, it would be so funny if that computer had a built-in camera, but I think Phoebe was like, well, I don't know if you would trust me to help you, but do you want anything? Anything to make it easier?
He thinks about it for a moment. Roll me a general charisma check.
What is my charisma again? Okay, I got it. That's a 0, so just plus 0. My level.
Yeah, so just plus 3.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I have acrylic nails.
You're good.
I keep on mispressing it. Okay.
You got it. I believe in you.
Thank you.
Oh, 6. He, I wouldn't say sours at that, but he thinks about that, and he just goes, I really don't want to burden you with all of that. It's a lot of work on my end, and I don't want to push that onto you. You already have your own schoolwork, and I know especially for you as a Fae, you have to keep appearances up and whatnot. I don't want to force that on you.
See, I think Blair is not wise enough to understand what the appearance part meant.
Mm-hmm.
And she's kind of like nods, is like, oh, no, it's not a problem at all, honestly. I've been trying to find an excuse not to focus on all of the work that's stressing me out. So even if it's just like, you need me to go run and grab you dinner, or doing some like minor task that's on your task list to do, I don't mind doing that as long as it helps you focus and get more work done.
He laughs at that. It's a more exhausted chuckle than a laugh, I would say. But he smiles at that and he nods and he says, I might consider that. I usually don't have a lot of people work alongside me, but you've been decent company, so I mean, just talking to you or listening to you has been pretty alright.
Hold on.
Hold on.
I'm good. I'm normal.
You're normal. You're so normal. But yeah, the archivist kind of nods and goes, though, since I'm at it, I heard that you or a roommate of yours got into a duel. Are you okay?
She kind of is like about to say something like compulsively. It's like, oh yeah, we almost got slaughtered. But it's like, oh, she's, right. That was above game. I'm forgetting. Darian.
Maddock. Yeah.
Like, I would like to say that it looks for a moment as though she did not know what to say for a second. Darian, yeah. His younger brother Maddock challenged him to a duel. Me and Adalia were there for moral support, but it was pretty brutal.
Oh, I hope they both got out alright. Oh, I remember when I used to do duels. It was horrible. Usually pretty messy, but I don't know. A lot of times I'd remember how I just felt like I just needed to fight something out to prove I was right. And then I look back at it now and I understand it's very stupid. So I hope they've made up properly at least.
To my understanding, I think it was mostly he felt as though Darian going into the Jester's course was an insult to the family and put too much pressure onto Maddock. You said you fight? Like, you...
Yeah, I used to. He kind of gestures to himself and gestures to, like, the scars that he just has on his face alone. What, you think these are paper cuts?
Well, no, you do not take me as somebody who's violent.
Yeah, when I was younger, pretty young actually, I was very hot-headed, I guess you could say, and I got myself into a lot of trouble as a kid. I know my way around a weapon pretty well, I would say, but for the most part, I found more of an enjoyment in knowledge and studying, and, well, he kind of gestures to all of the books, just magic in general, rather than I do actual combat or melee. I was actually pretty good at it, too, but now well, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the cam. He just kind of shrugs and goes, well, now that's kind of behind me. I don't really care what people think or say about me. Right now, everybody just knows me as the old man that's still a student and just really likes to read. No one really picks on me for that.
No, I think that's really interesting, honestly. I'm glad that you can at least find a passion. I hope that it's more fulfilling than fighting. I don't know what you ever fought about.
Yeah, I honestly, if you ask me, I don't really know what I fought about either. I think a girl once upon a time, but I can't really remember now. But it's been. He kind of gestures it's a whole nother life from here at this point. But I will say that he kind of gestures to you as a fae. You as a fae, you probably know all kinds of magic before I could even get my hands on it. I mean, this artifact that I've been asking about, you seem to know a lot about it, and I've just kind of resigned myself to thinking it's just a fae thing, but I've never considered the fae to particularly be interested in engineering.
She kind of creases a smile, like, ooh, okay. Okay, I'm trying to, like, in my head, I'm sorry, I'm trying to determine,
you're
like,
good.
how much do I want to narc? Because I like being silly sometimes.
It's all up to you.
I'm kind of concocting in my head, like, sort of like a half-truth, half-lie
Okay.
of, like, Blair and Phoebe's past combined, and I'm trying to figure out, like, what kind of story that would be, but, okay. So, he's asking about, like, you know, me just having engineering knowledge, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello?
He's just asking if I, like, since I am fae or not typically known to be, like,
Yes.
into, like, such obscure niche engineering, right?
Yes, yeah.
Hello?
I've been saying yeah. Oh no. Can you not hear me?
Yeah, I can't hear you.
Wait, you can't. What? Really?
Well, I think it's like sensitivity. It's not your Wi-Fi. I think it
Hold
might be a
on.
sensitivity thing.
Let me look at my sensitivity. I don't, but I said yes. So I
Okay.
don't know if you heard that. Voice and video. Yep, it's got input sensitivity in there. Okay, so hopefully you guys can hear me a little bit better.
Okay, cool. So Blair kind of like leans back for a second and kind of thinks it's like, you know what? This guy gets the pass. So, she's like, yeah, I guess it is sort of an obscure, interest to have. I don't think there's a lot of people here that, really are interested in, this type of engineering, but back where I came from, I had a fair few peers that were invested in, you know, building these types of relics.
He kind of nods at that and rather surprisingly seems to, I wouldn't say he's understanding, but he definitely takes that in and just nods as he goes, huh, so there's more people like you that know that?
She nods. It's like, I would say so, yes. It's definitely something that takes a lot of training to understand, and the materials to actually build these artifacts are very difficult to acquire. And I myself, I'm not actually trained in knowing how to build one, but I'm actually trained in knowing how to use them. So that's why it's taking so long for me to kind of reverse engineer building this device.
I see. That's interesting. Huh. He kind of sits back and he looks at you as if he really wants to say something to you. As he goes, you know, now that I think about it, but before he can finish that, you hear somebody barge into this very small office. They seem rather loud, nervous, and a little bit awkward, and this moment that you had with the archivist immediately is interrupted as this man comes in. You see him. He's a rather lanky, skinnier man, but not tall per se. I would say that he comes around like 5'7" or even less. But he has this messy, short, white hair that seems frazzled and then burnt out the ends. Though you notice that his skin's a very ashy purple with long-tipped ears. His uniform itself is not high quality like yours, but it's definitely not lower class or common class like Martha's. And despite all the oil burns and stains, they seemed, I would say, upper middle class. And he wears these thick-rimmed goggles with the loop clips for these lenses these little lenses attached to the end that help with varying magnifications. Because of this, he already gives this air of awkwardness and frazzledness, and his movements are stiff and tense, almost like clockwork, as he comes in and he goes, "What? Who are you?" And he points at you, Phoebe, and then he looks you over.
No!
He looks you over, he sees your wings, sees your ears, sees your eyes, sees your hair, and then the archivist goes, "Oh, actually, this is Lady... Oh my god, this is Lady Starfall, isn't it? Oh my god, oh gods, good evening, my lady." And he, like, kind of, like, awkwardly bows, and this man's like a stick, and he just kind of 90-degree angle bows. As he comes back up, his movement's very rigid and almost, again, this clockwork and very stiff as he goes, "Lady Starfall, lovely meeting you here. I did not expect to see you here in the archivist's office at all, honestly. It's lovely meeting you. You have never seen this motherfucker before."
Thank you. It's very lovely to meet you yourself. I'm actually here to help the archivist with, an assignment. Who are you exactly?
I will say, as you say assignment, you saw him stiffen, and then you said assignment, and he relaxes a little bit. And he says, "Me? Well, I am actually Lazar. I am one of the members of the council." And he, like, tries to project his voice a little bit. And the archivist goes, "Oh, yeah, he's actually a member of the Artifacts and Oddities Club." And then you hear Lazar immediately go, "It is the council! Thank you very much. But, regardless, I was actually here to discuss a few things with him specifically, and it would be nice." Edge, I just want to let you know, think of a fusion between Drebber and Hairbrain. This is who I have in mind. Yeah, you get me, girl. But yeah, Lazar just kind of goes, I dearly apologize, m'lady, but I would like to discuss the council with the archivist, and that is strictly forbidden knowledge. Only other members of the council may hear such important information, and if I could have a word with him privately, I would deeply appreciate that."
She kind of, like, nods, just like, I kind of want to fuck with this guy.
If you want to.
Yeah, okay, so above game, if I'm leaving, I think it'd be kind of cute if I go to my maid. It's like, "Hey, I'm so hungry. Can I have 2 helpings?" And then just, like, ask for, like, food to drop off at the archivist's, like, office. Is that slay?
Yeah,
okay.
You would have to go to the dorm, I would say.
Okay, how late is it though?
It's pretty late. It's actually, like, around dusk where it is starting to, hold on just a moment. It's around dusk where it's starting, like, people are kind of leaving, I would say. There's not a lot of people around, which that's kind of fine, but usually a lot of people seem to filter out of the library at later hours, and you could probably, I would say, you could also probably go out, catch a carrier pigeon and send out a message to get that beforehand if you would like.
That's true. It could be like sort of say, like, when you're at the bar and it's like, "Hey, this is I got you a drink from this guy across the bar." Like,
yeah.
I'm thinking I could do that.
Literally. I mean, like, I would say, like, just to make things easier, you don't even have to step out. You see, like, a carrier pigeon that, like, is on Aster's side of the office.
Okay. So in that case, I get up and I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I completely understand and respect the privacy that your council needs.
Yes.
Thank you for for informing me about all of this. I'm very interested in the knowledge that your council has. Just being around the archivist in this library has already been so exciting. Yeah.
As you say that, he's like, the archivist? Exciting? You don't need to lie, my fair lady.
I'm like, oh, that's so mean. So, okay. She's like, no, I insist, truly. I'm just as much of a passionate person about information as I would assume you and the archivist are.
He kind of looks you up and down as if, like, he is giving, I won't lie, he's kind of giving Redditor Mod kind of vibes, where he's like,
name 3 songs by the Strokes right now.
No, that's literally him. Name 3 gears right now. And he just goes, all right, well, regardless, I suggest that you make your way home. It is getting dark, and I strictly need some privacy with my other council member here. And you see, like, as he gestures to the archivist, you see the archivist make this sour face and roll his eye like, jeez, this guy.
This motherfucker. Okay.
Like,
she nods like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, I was just saying, this guy clearly pretends he's more important than he actually is.
I understand. That is completely okay. I'll be sure to respect your decision. And like she's sort of like at the same time writing on the pigeon like hamburger.
Hamburger. Yeah.
But like of course like say like to the archivist, you know, like
yeah.
But yeah. I think she nods and it's like, well, I'm sorry that our discussion was cut short. I hope that you can make your deadline, and again, my offer is still extended to you if you need help with anything.
Yeah, so real quick, just to kind of clarify, are you offering him hamburger, or do you already have in mind that you're gonna get him something and you're just gonna have somebody drop it off to him like Uber Eats?
I think like that might be like more discreet. So yes, but like if possible, maybe you could like leave a note that isn't addressed from me specifically, but is like, thank you for the nice conversation. Smiles.
I would say, while this guy is doing like 80 million fucking hand gestures and trying to call you a normie and like weird Victorian English, you definitely have some time to write up like the note to Lucilia to get an extra order for both you and one delivered to the archivist. And a quick, just kind of like side note, like a small piece of parchment, kind of, you just write like, hey, thanks for all of this, whatnot. And you are able to step out and close the door behind. And while the conversation is muffled and you can't hear it from the other end, this guy's pretty loud. Like, this dude's like, like this motherfucker is very, very loud. But
am I allowed to stand for a minute like by the door to see what he says?
Yeah. Roll me a perception check, which is wisdom.
Okay.
To see what you hear.
Yay! I think I boosted that stat when I leveled up. Yeah. So roll d20 plus
4.
Level. Okay. Yeah. Please.
9. It's hard. To be fair, like, with all of, like, the wall and then all of the books, there's not a lot of noise that seems to bounce off well. And you try to, like, understand what the archivist says, because it's kind of hard to, like, hear what a conversation is. But this guy's voice is so, like, it's a lot of screaming. A lot of inaudible screaming, and you're just kind of forced to kind of go, ugh. Yeah, it was wah, 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 wah. This guy likes to yap, basically. Again,
okay.
Lazar, by the way, he is a dark elf. That is what, basically, he is a dark elf. He likes to yap. He is a yapper.
Okay, awesome.
But yeah, so you are left in the library, and as you kind of pull your ear away, kind of receding, like, oh, okay, well, it seems like you're not gonna go in, you're not gonna be able to get anywhere. You kind of resign yourself to go, okay, that's all you can really do. You look out and you see a silhouette, and this one is vaguely familiar to you, as you step over, and she steps closer, and you see this familiar pigeon Kenku silhouette step up to you as you recognize Martha. You have not had a lot of conversations with her, except for the few days ago where you actually first met her at the infirmary. But she stands there looking at you with her hands behind her back, and she seems to hold herself with an air of whimsy and confidence as she looks at you. You do not know her very well, so you don't know if this is just how she usually acts or if something's up.
I'm chilling, so I'm walking over and
Yeah.
I'm like, hey Martha, what are you doing out here?
She smiles at that and she goes, "Actually, Lady Phoebe, I was actually hoping to talk to you real quick."
Of course. What would you like to talk about?
Well, she kind of sways back and forth again with this weird whimsy and this strange confidence as she looks at you and she goes, "I actually wanted to admit something. I've actually always admired you. When I first started coming to this school, you held yourself with an air of confidence and gracefulness that I've always wished to have for myself. I thought you were very gorgeous and very admirable at that, and I just dreamed of one day being a princess like you, being of a higher class, aristocrats, and being able to, well, live your life how you'd want, I guess, with a very nice prince right next to you. I wanted to be honest with you, actually. I actually planned to tell Summer something very important during the Animal Pact magic test. Would that be alright with you?"
I would love to nerf myself because
Okay.
I was too tired
Yeah.
when meeting Martha, so I have no idea what she actually is like as a person. So
Yeah.
I can't tell that she's changed.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
she's like, "Oh wow, that's really flattering. I appreciate you telling me this. You absolutely can tell Summer so like whatever you need to. I completely understand. Is there a reason why you have to tell me beforehand?"
Well, honestly, it's more than just telling him something important. I'm actually going to confess to him. So, that being said, I would like you to break off your engagement with him.
She her smile she kind of like cracks like a weird smile at that and is like, wow, that's certainly really big news. I can't say that I am upset with you at all because I completely understand why so many people really adore Summer. So if that's something that you wish to tell him, by all means, I will not stop you. Breaking the engagement though is something that I would need to discuss with my family. It's not something that I have complete control over. And I'm lying. I have no idea if that's true. I have no clue.
Oh, super. As you say that, I'm so sorry, Bestie, give me another charisma check.
That's so true. My rolls are ass today, guys. My rolls are ass. Let's see. That's charisma.
Let's go.
I hope it's a nat 1. I hope it's a natty 1.
That's a 22. That's pretty good. She smiles at that, and she seems to take that in stride, and she goes, "I see. I understand. That's such a shame. So, what you're telling me, if I understand, as long as you're still here, you're an obstacle, aren't you?"
I think there's bigger obstacles to take into consideration at this school.
She smiles at that and just goes, "Well," and she starts to step away from you, stepping back, again, almost as if all of this is just a casual kind of discussion, as if you two have known each other forever, and she steps back and begins to step.
No, good. Is she about to leave? Because I just realized something, but continue.
What?
I think I might at least understand. Holy moly! I found 3 of your dead birds in the woods recently.
You want to bring that up?
Yeah, I think like if she's about to leave, I might take a step forward and it's like, I'm glad that you approached me because there was something that I wanted to bring up to you. I was by the woods during my lunch recently and came across 3 of your birds who had unfortunately passed away within the confines of the woods. Did you happen to be there yourself?
You also found a slipper there.
Oh, I said there was also somebody's shoe. Do you know who that shoe belongs to?
She thinks for a moment, and she says, "Oh, such a shame. It's always sad to see my little birds go sometimes, but I guess it can't be helped. There's not really much I can do. I mean, it's sweet of you, really. Well, as long as you grieve them, and we can grieve them together, it should be fine." She doesn't really answer the shoe part as, once again, she begins to step back, and she says, "Well, regardless, it seems like you'll be an obstacle no matter what I try to do, which is a shame, but I guess a princess like myself cannot really do much. It's always easier to rely on a knight in shining armor." And she steps through the shelves and her voice immediately fades away. And on the other side, stepping out of the bookcase, once again, you see Maddock with his spell book and a scimitar.
Do I see Cam, Darian?
Nope. You don't see Darian anywhere.
Yeah, I'm outside on the other side of the campus.
What?
Anyways, moving on. Adalia, hello.
OMG, hi.
Oh my god, Veggie, hi.
Oh my god, hi.
Alright, my music was being funky, but we're good now. But Adalia, we're going back a few hours, maybe 1 or 2. And Adalia, you are actually working at the library. You actually saw Phoebe slash Blair come through, and you know that's because the archivist invited her over to what you believe is like a study session. You're not entirely sure. You heard about like the laptop, so maybe that has something to do with it, but for the most part their meetings have been either like casual but fairly secretive. But regardless, you just kind of mind your own business, honestly. You have a talent for doing that, I would say. And you just do your work. You actually have a good time, I'd say, like sorting out books, taking returned books and putting them back in their proper places, making sure that books being left behind are sorted out and like recorded, and like helping other students check out books. It's a pretty easy gig. But you also are pleased to know that, like, your payday's coming in soon. And while it's not a lot, it can total up to a few silver coins. And you know that's pretty good, all things considered. It can get you a pretty alright meal, not including what Lucilia can get you. Or it could buy you, like, some... Oh, goodness, sorry. It could buy you some decent supplies at the school shop. However, as you're nearing your shift, you see, Aster leave the small office that the archivist and Phoebe were in, and she says goodbye to the two before closing the door on them, and she sees you as well, and she seems rather excited as she steps up to you and goes,
"Oh, hello, Lady Italia. How are you doing?"
Aster, I am doing fine. I've actually been meaning to look for you.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, when is our Pact Magic, I guess workshop going to be?
That
I know my
actually be
fiance
happening.
ruined it.
Oh, no worries. Well, actually, since we've been having our training here and there, it hasn't been a lot, I know. But the test itself will be happening this Friday, which is only a few days away.
Oh, that's right. Alright. Thank you for the reminder.
No worries. Actually, I'm not really. In all honesty, I'm not really concerned about you. Despite what everybody says, you seem to be quite talented in magic, far more than what I've seen with the other two. Now, don't tell them that, but I have seen them struggle with animal pact magic, and I'm sure it's probably just because it's not a school of magic they understand, but with how much you've studied, you've taken to it quite easily.
Right, well, I won't tell them you said that because it's funny to watch them try. It really
Of
is.
course. Yes, well, I'm sure you'll do all right, and I'm not really worried. I know that Martha has big plans for her part of the test, but I'm not too worried. Usually people like that tend to, well, they tend to shine very well and set a good example, and that's what I'm expecting you to be as well.
Well, we'll see if none of the animals try to eat me during the test.
Well, you and Cuddles have been pretty well together.
Okay, yes, but Cuddles is an
Cuddles
adorable
is a
little
very good
darling.
girl. She's very lovely. Yes. No, you're so right.
Can you believe Darian's still scared of her?
I don't understand. She's so nice. Now, I'd understand with Buster because he looks like a dog, but, you know, he's Cuddles is nice. You know that she is a wolf spider and that is all she is. It's simple.
It's simple. Is Buster going to be an obstacle during the test?
Well, no, he will be an option, but I would probably recommend more advanced test takers take him instead, since I understand that he can be hard to communicate with.
Alright, good.
Yes.
He
no
doesn't
worries.
bite, does he?
She's silent. Anyways,
Alright.
I actually wanted to talk to you about something else as well, if that's all right.
Sure, of course. What's going on?
She scoots in a little bit closer, like it's about to be secretive, and she whispers and she goes,
I actually heard that you and Lady Phoebe tried to contact my brother Solus for some information.
Ah, well, I can't speak for Lady Phoebe, but I did. Come on, why don't we go take a walk?
Yes, we can walk outside.
and I'm assuming you two walk outside, and Maddie, I'd say that's around the time you see the two of them walk and talk out. And you guys step outside and kind of walk around the school campus. It's fairly large, so it's not like you guys are going to lose yourselves anywhere.
As she goes, I've actually heard that Solus actually booked his prices pretty high up for you all. How much did he charge you?
A couple gold to be fair, I was asking for something quite difficult.
Ooh, couple gold already. Usually he charges up to a higher end of silver, but I think it's because you all are aristocrats. He thinks he can probably, and she rubs her fingers together as making the money motion. He probably thinks
Well-
you're an easy target.
Well, I admire the thought process. No. I'm not paying that much, though.
Understandable. I love my brother dearly, but he's less of a businessman than he likes to think himself to be. But I do have a few things that I know he finds valuable, and if you could get him some information on his end, he might be willing to lower his costs. Hell, he might even be able to give you some information for free.
I'd love to know, but Aster, why are you helping me with this?
Well, I actually like you a lot.
Insight check real quick.
Go ahead.
That's wisdom, right?
Yes. I'm gonna say yeah.
Beep, beep, beep,
Boop,
beep.
boop, boop, boop.
Please roll the dice.
13?
That's a 13.
So that's pretty decent. She does consider you a friend, but she also considers you interesting of the sense of, she can read you. There's something wrong with you, and she likes that, and she thinks that's funny.
Well, all right. I guess I'll take your advice. You know him better than I ever could.
Yes, well, again, I consider you a friend, and with everything that you've been doing to try to perfect animal pack magic, I can't help but feel a little bit happy to see you put as much effort into it as I would like to. But regardless, he's actually been having a hard time with one of the other students recently. He's actually wanted quite a bit of information out of him, but this one student's pretty tight-lipped, despite how loud he is.
And she smiles. And she says, I actually saw him recently. He's a dark elf named Lazar.
Huh. I haven't heard of him.
He, I
I guess I
believe,
can keep an eye out.
is in the advanced tinkering classes from what I'm aware. Despite being a dark elf, he doesn't do well with magic, but he knows engineering very well, and he likes the kind of thing quite a bit. But rumor has it, and from what Solus has heard, and from the very few interesting things that Lazar himself has let slip, well, rumor has it that Lazar's working on something that Solus himself might find quite curious. So, if you could possibly, well, I don't know, get into contact with Lazar, he usually is more open to aristocrats. I guess you could say he likes rubbing elbows. He likes brown nosing, I would say.
I have a quick question. Is
Yeah.
he funny?
She
In character
smiles.
question.
Oh yeah, she smiles, and that snake face of her is specifically very mischievous in the way she smiles. Almost like, you know, like the Grinch evil smile. She kind of has
Yeah.
that. She has that, and she claps her hands together, and she goes,
Oh, he's hilarious.
Perfect. That'll be worth my time then.
Yes, he is a dark drow. He usually has this messy white hair that seems to be burnt a little bit. Very lanky, but not tall. He's very interesting. He looks like a stiff breeze could push him over. I won't lie. He's
He
not
sounds
hard.
like a nerd.
He is, from what I'm aware, he's a part of the Artifacts and Oddities Club, but they like to call it the Council.
Is it an actual council? Are they allowed to do that?
Well, no one's corrected them. Clubs around here are pretty loose, and since they do a good amount of research these past few years, I think the school staff just lets them do whatever they want.
Yeah, alright, that makes sense.
But irregardless, if you can find out more about him and kind of get to know him a little bit more, I think you'll be able to have something that Solus would be willing to bargain for.
Well, thank you. Really, this is
Of course. I would
quite
like to
helpful.
consider this a favor. Something that that you would like to maybe return one day.
There it is. Of course.
she smiles at that, and she goes,
Lovely. Well, I'm assuming you don't need to be walked back to your dorm, correct?
No, I know where it is.
Of course. Well, I hope you have a lovely evening. Be careful and get home soon, because from what it seems,
she kind of gestures to the sky, and you can see it's already dusk.
it's getting late pretty quick.
Yeah, well, I'll run, see how far that gets me.
Of course, she waves goodbye and she runs ahead of you. And before you run ahead, you hit around the ballroom area and you hear a voice that you do not want to hear and you dread it dearly as you feel a hand on the back of your dress, on the collar of your dress, pulling you back from walking anywhere else as you hear Thiesen's voice goes, "Oh, you're here. Awesome. I've been looking for you."
No, I don't want to do more training.
Do you say that in character?
Yes.
he just kind of like he grimaces at that and he goes, "Training helps you, but also training's not that bad."
Listen, Thiessen, training is not that bad. You You are asking me to fight bears on the mountain. Yeah, I'm not. Ethan, you
They're
have to
wolves.
understand. I have limits.
I mean,
have
they're
limits.
wolves. They're wolves. They're not bears.
They could be bears, is I think what you are suggesting.
His face sours a bit as he immediately knows that he could make bears happen. Well, regardless, he
Don't make bears happen. Anyways, regardless.
fine. He pouts a little bit as he goes, fine. I was actually going to grab you to train, but since you're a little bit, well, you don't want that.
It's also curfew.
It is, but I'm on a night shift, so we can let that slide for now.
Don't train me at work while you're on a shift.
I'm not going to train you at work, and I've seen you around the forest. Don't act like you just stay in your dorm.
I do. I don't know what you're talking about. I follow the rules to a T.
He looks at you, and he just stares. He gives you a straight-faced stare.
I heart emoji.
Your face makes a heart emoji.
Yeah.
But as you do that, he kind of looks at you and goes, all right, I'm not going to train you, but I did want to talk a little bit.
Sure. What is it?
All right. I heard from Solus that you were looking for someone.
Yes.
You're looking for Kadras, aren't you?
Someone mentioned him to me, like I'm supposed to know who that is, and I want to know what they were suggesting.
He pauses for a moment as if he wants to say something, and then he stops as he goes, just give it up. You're not gonna find anything that you would like anyways, so I recommend you just let it go. It's not important.
See, it sounds like you know something, and you should tell me that something.
In all due respect, Idalia, I promise not to say anything. And that's
What
a promise.
promised who? What?
Look, you know, maybe training wouldn't be so bad as he picks you up.
What? No, answer my question. Answer my question.
As you demand that, I need you to make me a quick perception check.
Yep. Wisdom again.
Boop-a-doop-boop.
7.
7! Perfect! Lovely.
Perfect.
Lovely. By the way,
Amazing.
everybody make sure that all of your HP is max. Specifically you, Veggie, because I see yours is at 9.
I'm sure I didn't edit the...
No worries, you're fine. It was from the last battle, and it's been a while. Yeah, all MP and all MP and all HP should be high now. But anyways,
Okay.
Idalia, you were picked up and you try to like fight. And this is a fairly common instance for you both. However, as he picks you up, you both come quite unguarded as immediately you see blood erupt from Theson's back. He staggers and you feel a little bit of that blood hit your face and stain your clothes as he drops you. You stumble back and he's fine. He's still up, all things considered. However, as you look at him, he stumbles and turns around and you see him. A silhouette. You recognize this to be a fae. You see Maddock with a scimitar and a spellbook. And I need all of you to now roll initiative as you all have battles on your own.
Is that Dex or?
Yes, that is Dex plus level.
Gotcha.
I have a little notebook that I have.
Oh, is it not the
Oh,
initiative
no.
score on the side?
What was that?
Is it not the initiative score on the side?
It should be the initiative score. Initiative is, well, technically that goes with your level, and we just didn't update that.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Sorry about that. I should
did
have
update
helped y'all
that.
do that. Yeah, I should have helped y'all with that.
I'll do that now.
No worries, no worries. Okay, so we're going down the list. Veggie, you got a 1.
Yep.
So, Veggie, you got a 1. So, you and Thiessen will all go last. And I'm gonna just, for brevity's sake, I'm gonna keep all of y'all, like, you and your enemies all in the same turn. So we don't have to go, alright, so Veggie's Maddock hits you, and then Maddie, it's your turn. So it's just gonna keep like that. But Veggie rolled a 1. Blair, you rolled Blair. You rolled an 11, and then Cam, you rolled an 11 as well. So who has a higher modifier? Blair. So you'll go first. I am going to roll just a general dice for the Maddox. I'm not going to use any of
Maddox
these.
sounds like a
funny.
terrible band.
So I am going to have them all go after you all.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was a very low roll. So I'm going to do, first it is Blair, then her Maddock. Then it's going to be Cam with her Maddock. And then it will be Adelia, Thiessen, and then their Maddock. Okay, cool. All right, so to start off, Blair, you see Martha immediately disappear, and in her stead, you see Maddock step out with a scimitar and his spell book, and he seems ready to fight you.
I'm not gonna lie, I was the one that was ready to kill him, and I see that he's ready to throw down again, and I'm like, nope, like, I'm not dealing with this right now. So, she would look to him and it's like, Maddox, we whooped your ass once. I really don't want to do it again.
He doesn't seem to respond to that, but you can tell he registers what you said as his grip tightens around his scimitar, ready to fight you.
She's like, fuck it, okay, I guess. And, she, let's see. Oh. I have my working alone
You do. You do have your working alone proficiency. Oh, Maddie, you good? Maddie?
The working alone proficiency got to her.
It did. She got nabbed. I was scared that my Wi-Fi killed itself for a moment.
No!
Oh, Veggie, there you are!
What the fuck? Sorry, I read my doc and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to working alone, and then I think I dropped.
You're good.
Does my proficiency apply to this?
Yes.
Yes.
Your proficiency applies to all of this now that you are alone.
Yeah. Okay. So in that case, let's see. I'm trying to figure out my weapons again. So does it take a turn to summon the weapon? I can't remember.
You can summon it and then attack.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay, then in that case, I'm going to pull out my light cross. Wait, how far away is he?
He's a good amount. He's behind.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to get close to him, so I'm going to pull up my light crossbow again.
Okay, absolutely. Roll to hit as he is going to probably... Oh my goodness. He's probably going to dodge. Let me see. His dodge is +2 plus another... Okay. So his is a +6.
Okay, so plus level plus dex. And then... Okay, got it. Alright, yeah! A 10.
A 10. All right. He's going to roll. Oh, shit! You hit him!
Okay, cool.
All right. Roll me damage.
Let's see. Damage on light crossbow. That's 1d6 piercing plus dex.
Yes.
What is the piercing, though?
It's just the type of damage that it is.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me double check. Ooh, sorry. 1d6 plus my dex. And that is +2. Okay. 8.
Ooh, nice! You do a good chunk of damage on him already.
I tell him like I don't want to whoop your ass again.
Yeah. He immediately, while he hasn't said anything, you shoot the crossbow out and it lands into him in a very meaty as he goes, ugh! And he seems to like begin to pant as he, without thinking, immediately tries to run up to you with his scimitar. He's gonna try to slash. Would you like to tank, dodge, or parry?
Okay.
Mhm.
If I choose to tank, do I get advantage on the roll?
See, with tank, he will immediately hit you. It's just the fact that you take less damage, so there's no... It's ×2 your con modifier, which is a 2, plus your dex, which is another
Oh, I see.
1, so
Okay.
3 plus your level, so 4. You would take 4 points off of whatever damage he
Okay.
gives you, but it's a guaranteed hit.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah, but
does a light crossbow work for parry? Oh, go
yes,
ahead.
I would say it is. You also have the special parry move of a bold parry.
Ooh, I have bold parry
You have
and
bold parry.
proficiency.
You do.
Okay. I would like. Can I use proficiency on my bold parry? Is that stacking?
Yes, that can stack.
Okay. Okay, word.
All right. So he is going to try to hit you for another +6 because that's a dex. 13. Roll me your parry.
Okay, so that's my tank modifier.
Yes. So it's ×2 your con. So so it is. Sorry, I'm looking at it. So your con is 2. It's a negative, but that doesn't count. It's a 2 plus your dex, which is another 2, 4, plus your level 3. So that's a 7. So add
Okay.
a +7 plus your proficiency.
Okay, so it's roll d20 plus 7.
Yes. So technically, I'm so sorry, +11 because you're adding your proficiency modifier.
Roll d20 plus 11.
Let's go, girl.
Let's go.
Holy shit! Holy shit! All right, you get to do another hit on him. Roll me another D. What is it? D6 or a D8 for
A
crossbow?
d6.
Okay,
But
roll
do
me
I get
an-
a crit? Can I crit?
You know what? I'll let you crit since it's a +20, and I'm just gonna feel nice.
Okay, what do I have to roll for that?
So that's 2d6 plus your dex.
Yeah! Yeah, crit, baby! 8!
8. All right, so oh my god, let me grab my phone real quick because now I have to actually do calculations. You're doing good damage already, damn girl.
Oh no, I'm gonna whoop your ass!
You're gonna-
Do not try me.
You're gonna whoop this motherfucker up. All right, 14. Shit. That's almost half his health. Okay, awesome. Yeah, you immediately, within this heat of combat, he charges at you, and you feel this rush, this adrenaline within you. As he brings this scimitar down on you, you meet him halfway, not able to put all of his momentum into it. Your crossbow shoots up, and he immediately is pushed back by that a moment, his hand in the air, and with him vulnerable, you bring your crossbow down and put in another bolt and immediately load it and shoot it into him as he immediately takes one good bolt in between the chest, and you see him stagger back, immediately hurt. That being said, next in the order is Cam. Cam, your brother's trying to attack you again.
Ideal, to be honest.
Ideal. Oh, also
Less-
real quick,
less
out of
than
no,
ideal.
real quick. Maddie, remember to take out your MP cost. I believe that was 6 to summon your crossbow.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Oh no, it's 4. Sorry, I just want to make sure to keep everybody in line with their MP because it might be relevant. All right, but Darian, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna guess there's no reasoning with him.
He doesn't seem the reasoning type right now.
And he's approaching with a scimitar.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks very noticeably different from before.
Weirdly enough, he doesn't look different. You can just tell he's pissed.
Shit.
Yeah, he's not doing too good.
I'm trying to remember. I don't think I have any weapons on me other than like
No.
my sewing kit.
Yeah. You don't have any weapons, so
I got a pair of scissors, maybe,
yeah.
but
You can
that
get a
is
little help.
that. Unfortunately, that seems to be my only option.
Yeah. So would you like to roll a 1d6 to take some damage? Because otherwise you can't give him any damage to make up for this summoning.
I am fumbling with like my sewing supplies. I still have the Tamagotchi in my hand, and
Yeah.
I would like to make a very impassioned plea of go easy on him, don't eat him, don't eat him, don't eat him, don't eat him. As I use something sharp like seam ripper to snap my hand.
Yeah, immediately you dig your seam ripper into the palm of your hand and oh, you hurt yourself good, brother. I would say you rip into the seam, but you kind of go into your wrist a little bit and it bleeds more than you expect and it hurts. However, you watch as this blood begins to ooze out a lot more than you expect, and puddles of it begin to slowly build up onto the floor, coagulating and building up into a form as you hear a wet slap of the hand hit the floor, and you hear as immediately Kuchipachi's form begins to manifest, taking in the blood that you're offered, and you now have your little friendly guy Kuchipachi to do whatever you command. Let me get his current HP. It's your dex plus your level plus your plus 6. Hold on, real quick. I just need to get his HP real quick. I meant to do this beforehand. So it's your dex number plus 6.
I'll say this.
Plus
13
your level.
plus 19.
Yeah.
So 22.
22. That's a pretty good amount right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey,
so...
he's got the same amount of HP as me.
Hell yeah, like father, like son. But yeah.
I'm so proud.
So proud. Yippee! Yippee! Yeah. Anyways, I think
Take
that
flip,
should
Mama.
have also added in your con, but we'll do that later. But yeah, right now, this guy, little dude, he's excited. He's rearing to go.
All right. Does that count as my turn, or do I get to do something?
I'll allow you to give him an order, but chances are that can't. I'm gonna say he won't be able to act on it immediately. Well, no. In fact, no. I'll let you order him.
Okay.
I lied. His HP is actually different from yours.
I am going to point at Maddock, look at Kuchipachi, and go for the leg. Don't eat him.
He hears you, and with almost a painful groan, you feel the hands come out as this horrible wet roar comes out of him. He gets on all fours like an animal with the hand ready to come out, and he is going to immediately try to crush Darian. I would like you to roll me your dex plus 6 plus level.
Dex plus 6 plus level?
Yes.
Alright.
I need to
7
wonder
plus 3,
why.
so that's a plus 10.
Awesome. So give me that.
Also, wait, did you say he's coming for me, or is he going for Maddock?
He's going for Maddock, sorry.
Okay. 26.
26, alright. And, your brother is gonna try to dodge? Ooh, close, but not quite. Alright, roll me 2d8 plus 3 right now.
Alright, 2d8 plus 3.
A 6? Perfect.
Ah!
Hey, it's alright. It's still damage. Where'd my pencil go?
Of course, I have to max out my self damage.
I feel like that's
Darian's
very
working on
Darien. I was about
It's
to say,
very
that's very
Darian,
Darien.
unfortunately.
Yeah. But yeah, you watch as almost he gets down on oh my goodness. He gets down on 4 legs, screaming like this pained animal, and lunges with this dexterous speed you've never seen a creature have before. And he goes for the legs, but immediately tries to gnaw at both of those legs, the acidic spit burning into the clothes and onto the flesh, as he is going to try to consume as well, which I believe is his next turn. But yeah, that being said, Maddock, who doesn't seem to respond to that the way you think, he's frustrated, but he doesn't seem too pained by it, as he takes his spell book, and let me check what spells he has.
Oh god.
I think that's good. That works perfectly. Okay, yeah. Oh, he can touch him, all right. You watch as Maddock extends out a hand and almost tries to grab and pull off Kuchipachi as...
My baby!
Your baby! Your son! Your maternal instincts, they're kicking in! No!
I can see every equation.
That's a 3d10. Ooh! He can't use that spell anymore. He used
baby!
He used an inflict wounds. God, he rolled a max damage. That's a 10. Luckily, your Kuchipachi boy has a lot of health.
Thank God.
Just to confirm, he actually has 58 health currently.
What?
So, that's minus 10, so 48. Yeah, he's a chunky boy. He's supposed to take, you know, if it costs 12 MP plus D6 of your health, he should be chunky.
Alright, yeah. Yeah, this is my chunky baby.
Your chunky baby. He's got a lot of chunk to him.
You know that picture of the dude trying to hold a blobfish?
Yes!
Yeah.
Is that Kuchipachi?
That's me with my,
I need you to be...
chunky, slimy little baby.
Yeah, he's drooling. You're trying to, like, step in a way where, like, he doesn't drool in your foot.
I've lost very many good pairs of shoes.
You have. You try your best. But yeah, he took a good amount of damage, but that took up a good spell slot. And technically MP, whatever. But Darian is very, not Darian, I'm so sorry. Maddock is very hurt by this, and Kuchipachi in turn took a good amount of damage. I think that will be it for his turn, and I have a feeling that you don't want to do anything before we switch over to Veggie.
Yeah, the only option that Darian has would literally just be to go over and kick him in the head, and that's not something that I really want to do.
Very fair. Very, very fair.
Closer to any of this.
Yeah. You are definitely, I'd like to think, taking a good step back, but you don't know what the fuck is going on.
If I get this dress dirty after working on it for so many days, I will do something drastic.
Very good. Yeah. That being said, Idalia, it is your turn. You're seeing Maddock brandish his sword, and he got a good chunk of Thesan in, as he kind of holds his shoulder and he winces, seeing the blood at it, and he looks at you, Idalia, and he goes, I think you need to run.
It's Maddock again. I'm gonna look at Maddock's shoes.
Okay.
Are they covered in roots again?
Yeah.
No, Thesan, look at that. You remember how I told you about the roots? It's happening again.
He looks at you, and he goes, I don't think, I won't lie, I'm not really in condition to be looking.
Great. Well, you need to. I feel like this is something you should know.
Okay. What would you like to do?
Lightning immediately.
You don't have that spell anymore. You
Oh no.
need to expend your MP to, I believe, I'm so sorry. Yeah, your mirror image and lightning are gone. I'm so sorry. But
Oh, okay, they aren't permanent.
You need
Got
to
it.
copy your opponent's spell slots. I'm so sorry.
Oh, right. Yeah. I will then choose to copy, because the only other thing I have is a knife.
Yeah, no worries. Roll me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Roll me a 3d8. Sorry. Yeah, 3d8. Because the numbers will determine what spells you get out of his list.
Alright. Any modifier?
No modifier. Because this is just depending on what spells you end up getting from him.
9.
A 5, a 1, a 3. Okay. Alright.
Oh.
So you get... I'm going to send these to you in just the VC chat. So 1, you get Sacred Flame. 3... God damn it, you keep getting the good ones.
Yay!
You got Inflict Wounds.
Yay!
And then 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, and you actually get some pretty good spells just for temporary. Okay. Yeah, you now have Sacred Flame, Inflict Wounds, and Hold Person, and I'm going to say each spell costs about, I'm going to say 7 MP. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
We're just doing this on the fly. Actually, let me hold.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Let me hold because these are all on different spell slots and we're going off of. So, Sacred Flame, I'm going to say 5 MP. Inflict Wounds and Hold Person, 10.
Got you.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
All right. Surprisingly, you got all, like, combat, which is funny because, like, his second one is light. And then Shield of Faith. So I'm going to tell you right now. His spells are Sacred Flame, Light, Inflict Wounds, Command, Shield of Faith, Hold Person, and Spiritual Weapon. Which it would have been interesting to see you get Spiritual Weapon out of that.
It would've.
But yeah,
But alas.
those are your 3 options, with 2 of them being 10 and 1 of them being 5.
Excellent.
All right, what would you like to do?
I'm checking this Sacred Flames thing. It beep 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 beep. I want to try and get rid of those roots again.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a Hold Person so I can get him to stay still.
Oh shit. Okay. Perfect. Let me look at Hold Person real quick. All right, choose a humanoid you can see within range. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be paralyzed for the duration. At the end of each of its turns, the target can make another wisdom saving throw. On success, the spell ends on the target. Okay, so I guess that means I have to make the wisdom saving throw. Give me a general hit roll with your intelligence modifier and proficiency and your intelligence modifier. So intelligence level and proficiency.
Modifier and proficiency.
Yeah.
This
is a little bit iffy from 5e. All right. So he has to beat a 9.
Yeah,
Oh, not 9. I'm
let's
sorry.
see.
You didn't roll yet. I'm so sorry. I'm everywhere.
Oopsies. So D20. No, ignore that. Ignore that. I didn't mean to.
Well, you
press
can add
wrong
all your
button.
modifiers, right?
Yeah.
Plus 3,
can.
plus 1, plus 4.
Yeah,
So
that's
8.
Wait,
19.
No.
Hmm?
Int is a 2. So it's plus 5 plus 4.
You're into. Oh, I'm looking at Blair's. I'm so sorry. You're right. Okay. Okay, cool.
Please.
So it was, what is it again?
11 plus 9, that's a 20.
Ooh, pretty good. Okay, so he has to beat a 20. All right.
Yeah.
So his wisdom. Let me look at his wisdom real quick. His wisdom is a +1, so that's a +5. I don't know if he's gonna make this one, Peaches.
Good luck.
Good luck indeed. All right. 14. Nope, he's restrained. Immediately, you take your sketchbook and you let your pen move for you. And while I would say that you have come to rely on your pen for this, you understand that this understanding of magic is the pen is more of a spell focus than it is a crutch, and so it helps you kind of put together these glyphs and understanding for magic as an arcane glow comes from this sketchbook, and immediately with Darian's face, I'm so sorry, not Darian's, with Maddock's face in the sketchbook, it begins to glow this arcane yellowish silver gold glow. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, guys. And
It's okay.
Maddock is immediately restrained as he has his book, has his scimitar, but he can't move for whatever reason. And Thiessen, who usually he has a great axe, but he did not come prepared, so he has a staff instead. He is going to get up and actually, he's going to summon a creature. He's going to summon a creature, and that'll be his turn. I'm going to roll a d4. A 2. Okay. You watch as he groans, stamps his foot on the floor, and an eruption of flames bursts out from the ground, and they take form as you see those 2 damned fucking fire dogs. But luckily, they're on your side this time.
They
All right.
better be.
They do. They growl at Maddock instead of you, luckily. As Thiessen kind of holds you. He's fine, but it seems like that cut did him in really good. He didn't expect it, as he just goes, I'm gonna need you to step back now. And that shall be the end of y'all's turn, I believe. Blair, we are back to you, girly pop. Your Maddock is pretty hurt, but he's still standing. What would you like to do?
He's still standing?
Yeah, he's still standing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I, like, it just for context, I'm still, like, standing outside of the library, right?
You're inside the library.
I'm inside the library?
Mm-hmm. You're close
And
to the
nobody's
edge.
here?
No, but you do know that the Archivist and Lazar are having that conversation on the other side.
So I'm like looking around and it's dead quiet besides
Yes.
no.
Yep.
Okay.
Because mostly everybody has gone home for curfew. But you're sure if you yelled out, you could probably get Lazar's and the Archivist's attention.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna be a little shit.
Okay.
So I don't think I'm gonna yell out because I'm experiencing tunnel vision. I have bloodlust. I'm in my brain. I'm like, I do not want to die again. I'm not gonna die bleeding out my apartment never again. And I'm gonna kill this man.
Hell yeah, let's go.
So I want to use my proficiency still. So
Sure.
I would like to again try and shoot him with a bow.
Absolutely. Roll me to hit, and he's gonna try to dodge again. Just a reminder that adds, I believe that's your dex, plus your level, plus your proficiency modifier.
Okay, dex, so that is a 2, then a 5, and then proficiency level
4.
is my 4.
Yeah, so it's
So
9. Yep.
Yeah, kill him!
Get him!
Kill him!
You got his ass! Alright. Roll me damage. It's a 1d6 this time around.
Okay.
You are loading crossbows.
Okay. 1d6 plus, I think, dex? Yes? No?
Dex, so it's a +2.
Okay, kill him! Kill him!
6! Alright, that's actually a good amount. Yeah, he's not looking too good right now. Alright, yeah. Yeah, he is not looking too good. Immediately, this is the equivalent of you fucking pumping lead into this motherfucker. As you immediately, before he staggers up, you immediately shoot him again with a crossbow, and he falls back, hitting the shelf behind him, rocking a little bit, almost as if it was about to fall on him, as he kind of steadies himself, and he tries to go, He can't seem to talk, weirdly enough, but you can tell he's definitely in pain, as he himself is also going to cast a spell on you. He is going to try... he can't touch you, so he can't do an inflict wounds. So he's gonna have to do a Sacred Flame. Yippee!
At a library?
At a library. You think he cares? Yeah.
No.
Roll me. Okay, target must succeed on a dex. I'm just gonna do a regular to hit. So, would you like to dodge, parry, or tank the damage of this magic?
Well, here's the thing. That's Sacred Flame. How do I parry that?
That's a good question. You might not be able to.
Then I might probably need to dodge.
Okay. All right. Roll me a dodge, which I believe, if I am not correct, your dodge here is your dex plus level. So it is a 3 plus 2, a plus 5.
Okay. 91.
91.
19.
All right,
Crazy.
let me check. I believe he is a intelligence caster. So he's a plus. Okay. He's a pretty high intelligence caster, I'll say.
Oh boy.
22, so he hits.
That's okay. I'll survive.
So you take 1d8. No, okay, so it's just 1d8, no modifier. Okay. You're about to take a 1d8. Oh, only 2 points of radiant damage.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm up.
I will say, that shit hurts. I don't think you've ever been burned before, have you, Blair?
No, I only watched a Dahlia get burned that one time.
Yeah, so this is the first time you've ever been, like, genuinely burned. And it hurts. There is, again, this hot white pain that sears up as he goes for your shoulder. And you feel a part of your uniform burn off, and you can see this terrible burning, smelting flesh on your shoulder. It hurts. You're still standing. You're good. But damn this motherfucker.
Is there anything around me, like, that I can immediately grab? Like, just, like, in reaction, not trying to hit him?
I will say there are tables and chairs around you that might be hard to grab. However, you could probably push a bookcase on him.
I'm actually just saying, like, I'm in so much pain that my immediate reaction is to try and like, take, like, I guess, like, probably, I guess, like, just new stimuli, like, something else to focus on.
Okay.
So, like, I think in a blind reaction, like, not even thinking, I might swing my arm out,
Yeah.
and, like, knock a chair over or something.
Sure. Yeah, you can knock a chair over just out of reaction. It topples to the ground, pushing away some books in return.
I scream, like, fuck or something. like
Absolutely. Yeah, you let out a horrible fucking scream as your turn ends. And now we are back to you, Cam. Kuchipachi is latching on to Maddock's leg, and he can't seem to move very well, but he also took a good amount of damage. When you saw him cast Inflict Wounds, there was this horrifying, almost humane childish screech that came out of Kuchipachi. And I don't know, I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but it was almost pitiful to hear.
Welcome to Cam/Darian's Morality Corner. What is more horrific? The idea of your brother who's not really your brother, but you kind of feel like you gotta take care of him because he was somebody's brother and you've taken the place of that somebody. Do you take care of your brother? Or, upon hearing the scream of agony from a child that you have carried to term for 20 years, do you go apeshit?
That is a very interesting psychological right there, huh?
It is a very interesting psychological dilemma for Cam.
Very fun. Yeah. It is.
Cam
all
is
to you.
not a philosopher by any means.
No.
The greatest of conversations do not happen in the back of Blinky Badger's quesadilla. Cam goes on pure action.
Okay.
And, I think upon hearing that scream, good brother versus good mother, the dilemma we face every day, good mother is winning. I am going to run over and I am going to try and stomp his arm.
Okay. Okay, yeah. I will either take this as a dex or or a strength check, whichever works for you, as he is going to try to dodge, but he does have disadvantage because he is restrained.
I'm gonna take that as a dex, because my strength is -2.
All right, you roll first then.
Alright, so just, 20 plus dex plus level?
Yes, please.
Alright, so that is a d20 plus 4.
21. And then he gets a 20 and another 20. Man! This motherfucker's not going anywhere. Yeah.
I would like to just, like, I run over, and whichever hand that it was that, like, grabbed Kochipachi, I kind of, like, kick it to the side, and then just heal directly down to the wrist.
Okay. Yeah. I'd say that, like, you also kick his scimitar out of his hand so he is not able to use it as you crunch down on the wrist of it, and you hear this god-awful crunching sound. Cam, you've never heard something like this before. I would like to reiterate that you three were not violent people in your last lives, but this rush of adrenaline immediately pushes you to do something violent, and your foot comes down way faster than you realize what you've done as the hand kind of twists in a way it shouldn't, and you hear this horrifying scream from Maddock as it goes, "Ah!" And I need you to roll me a 1d4 plus your dex for damage.
1d4 plus dex, that would be 5.
Ooh, that's pretty good. That's max damage. So he took 6 points of damage before, so that's 11 now. Okay. And now it is Kuchipachi's turn, who he is going to try to crush again, as he bites down on this guy, and he gets an advantage. So I need you to roll me dex plus level plus 6.
Alright, 20 plus dex plus level plus 6, so that's 20 plus 10.
Yep. Roll that twice. Yeah.
Twice?
No, keep that. I'll roll with disadvantage to try to dodge.
Alright.
Oh
no!
This motherfucker's bad. My rolls.
I'm sorry, Maddock.
All right.
Maddock, I'm sorry.
I need you to roll me 2d8 plus 3. And then on top of that, afterwards, I need you to roll me another 1d4.
2d8 plus 3. Oh, God.
Damn. That actually is really, really good. That's 20.
And then just a flat d4, you said?
Yeah, plus a flat d4 because this is his poison mechanic.
3.
Woo!
I
He's
nearly
still up.
got complete max damage from all of this. Oh, God.
He is still up. I kid you not by a lot.
I missed absolute max damage for the entire turn by 2.
Yeah, that's insane, though. Damn! Yeah, you were one off. Okay, awesome. Yeah. I'm gonna be a little gruesome here.
Do it.
Kuchipachi starts, like, melting his legs off, and you could see him thrashing and kicking and trying to get this creature off, but as he begins to devour this man, you could see the tissues and tendon and bone begin to show through. The blood that seeps through begins to melt away as Kuchipachi seems to let out this disgusting slurping noise as he seems to eat what is ever in front of him. It's a horrifying sight, I will say that much. That being said, that is the end of y'all's turn. As Veggie, you are out here again. Thiessen has brought in 2 dogs, and you got your magic spells. What'd you do?
Okay, now that he's being held still, I think I'd gently kind of push Thiessen's arm off, walk around him, duck out of swinging range for Maddock, and go for the roots to cast Sacred Flame on them.
Okay.
Maybe getting rid of them will do something.
Alright, so you're taking another 5 MP off to do Sacred Flame, is that correct? Alright.
Yep.
What was the roll I had you do again to meet his dodge?
Well, it was an intelligence last time.
Okay.
Intelligence plus proficiency.
Okay, roll that for me again.
All right, let me get my numbers.
And he's gonna try to dodge it for the sacred flame.
Beep, 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 beep. 18.
Okay, that's pretty good. 15. You hit. Roll me, I think, a 1d8, correct?
I think
Yes, it
Yep,
is.
1d8. Let me check. Where is my dice roller?
You technically also had advantage because he's under hold person.
Right.
So instead of
If
that,
I
roll me
didn't need it, it's
another
fine.
1d8 for that. Because I'll
All
let
right.
you make up for that. A 5. Okay, so an 8.
That's an 8.
Alright, cool. Immediately you kind of erupt him into this white flame as bits and parts of him begin to burn away. You can see that flash of tendon and burning flesh. It smells horrible for a moment. You've never smelled something like this before, and it almost makes you sick as you smell this burning hair and flesh hit you as a wave. Thiessen is pretty quick to act, as he immediately has 2 dogs come at Maddock, who is restrained. Let me look at Thiessen's block real quick, because this will take up his turn. Plus 5. Okay. Plus 5. Okay. So that's a plus 9. That's pretty good. 1, 2, and so those are the hits. I'm so sorry you guys have to see me roll a bunch. 1, 2. All right.
Do it.
They
Follow your
missed both.
dreams.
And I believe that is also 1d8 plus 3. Okay. 1. So I'm just going to put 2d8 plus 3. So another 13 plus another 3. So that's 16. So 8 plus 16. That's pretty good. Yeah, he's not looking good. Immediately, I would say that hold person does a lot for him. Maddock is kind of left almost, I wouldn't say a sitting duck, but he is unable to move places as he struggles, and these dogs rip and tear into this crispy little man. You hear these screams of anguish as Thiessen, even though you kind of pushed him off, he's still kind of shielding you. And because he has his back turned to you, you can really see like the blood gush and seep into his uniform. It looks pretty bad. I've cooked them a meal. You have. But I will say now it is Maddock's turn, who now he gets to have a wisdom save to see if he breaks out. What is your wisdom score? Wisdom modifier, Veggie, 2?
Wisdom modifier, yeah, 2.
So I'm going to say it's a 15 to get out as your DC. Sorry, I'm looking at his stat block. His 2... Okay, so it's also a plus. Wait, is it wisdom? I'm sorry, I'm looking at shit. It was a wisdom saving throw, correct? To get out of a hold person. Let me look.
That's usually, yeah.
Yeah, it was wisdom
Cool.
saving throw. His wisdom's not great.
Haha, he's an idiot.
Yeah. He's smart. He's book smart, and that's where a lot of his casting comes from. But he's not a street man. 23. Never mind. Suck my nuts.
Oh no, he's free.
So what happens is immediately you see him take his scimitar and rip through this hold person, batting back the 2 dogs that tried to nip at him. He does not look good, but he can once again move as he immediately puts his hands on one of the flame dogs, casting and inflict wounds. And I am just going to say so since he can touch it, the dog is taking 3 10 damages. That dog is gone. You watch as this dog immediately bursts into flames and then kind of smoke and ash as it dissolves down, and there is only one dog, and you can see Thiessen go, oh shit. But yeah, that being said, Blair, we are back to you. This guy is not looking good, but he's still up. just to remind you, he is by this very creaky bookcase that could be pushed onto him. There's a few tables and chairs around him. You guys are nearby the exit, but overall, he's got a few good arrows on him, and he's not looking good.
Okay, and is anything on fire right now?
Luckily, no. Nothing has caught fire, surprisingly. It seems like the sacred flame it doesn't work like a normal flame.
Okay. And he's not looking good at all?
No, but it looks like he could take a good shot or two still.
Okay. Well, it's not gonna be good on my look if, I kill somebody. In front of witnesses. So, I'm gonna try and, like, take a breather to try and, like, see if I can get a reaction out of him. And I'm gonna look at him and be like, Maddock, it's obvious who's gonna win this fight. I don't want to kill you when there's, people here. You're really testing my patience. I don't know what you want from me.
Oh man, you're giving him, He looks at you, and then he smiles. Ah, oh, fuck, that doesn't do much. As he heals 1 point of damage.
Look, I'm just gonna, like, roll my eyes.
Yeah, you see.
And I don't notice, like, the roots or anything, because I don't think it was pointed out to me, or no? Okay. He's like, I'm like, oh man, I can't kill you. And like, I just kind of, like, whip out my bow again, but I'm gonna try and prone him.
Okay, sure. Absolutely. So I'm assuming you're kind of going for the legs more?
Yes.
Yeah. I will say, not also out of game, I will say also pushing over that bookshelf over him might also prone him.
If you really want me to, I can. I was just considering the fact that, like, I don't want to cause damage and get in trouble. That's my only concern.
It is all up to you. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that you have options.
Yeah, of course. No, I'm literally, like, I want to hurt him kind of deal.
Yeah.
So
shoot his ass.
That's a +7.
So plus your 4 plus 2, that's 6.
Or 9.
Yeah, it's 9.
Okay.
So
Math.
He's going to also try to dodge, but he's not very good at it. Well, maybe he could get this one because he's been 13. Man,
Hello?
I am just like, I don't know if y'all noticed, my rolls aren't bad. They're just a few under y'all.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you hit. So give me a 1d8 plus your dex.
1d8 plus my dex. Okay.
Yeah. 6.
Oh wait, 1d6. 1d6 plus 2. I should reroll.
It's okay. I'll take it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not about to, be a weirdo about it. 25. Yeah, he is not looking good. It looks like one more hit will do him. As you immediately, I would say here's something interesting. So you say you're going for his legs, or are you just gonna go to kill him?
I'm trying to leg him.
You immediately get a good one into his calf, and he staggers a little bit, but he keeps walking as he puts his hand on his heart, and it's almost as if he's trying to feel for something. And that is going to be the end of his turn.
Would it be too much flavor if I try and, like, walk up to him?
You can, yeah, absolutely.
Would this give an opportunity attack if I try and grab his hand, or is that end of my turn?
Yes, trying to grab his hand, I would say, would garner an opportunity attack from him. But if you're willing to risk that.
I'm willing to risk that as long as it's in my turn.
Okay, yeah. Then I would say you two have competing decks.
Okay.
His is still a 6. Damn, okay. He's a 13.
I still get advantage or proficiency?
No proficiency. Oh, you get proficiency, no advantage.
Okay, proficiency, got it. Okay, roll d20 plus 9.
God damn! Man! I love that I can't do my cool shit because y'all keep beating my ass. Nice. Where's Where's my stakes? Where are my stakes?
I mean, you could just roll over. I don't care.
Nah, it's okay. It's all right. So you said you're gonna just grab his hand?
It's like almost like a scolding mother type of energy where I'm like, I'm done with your shit, stop. And like, I just walk up and I snatch his hand right before he does anything. And like, I just like yank it away to his side.
Damn.
And I'm in his face and I'm like, stop. Like, I'm like, knock it off.
As you come up closer to him, I need you to make me an insight check, which is a wisdom.
Okay,
so roll me a wisdom as you get up close to him.
Okay. Got it. That's 4.
9? I'd say that. So, from what you can tell, you can't tell the details, but as you look up close to him, there's like a weird glow through the mask of his eyes, and you can tell either something is controlling him or this isn't him completely.
Okay. Got it.
Yep. But yeah, that is the end of your turn. Cam, this motherfucker is, I won't lie, not having a good time as he's trying to reach for his heart shakingly. And he is going to actually heal. I should have done this before, but I completely forgot. Okay, he is good to Gucci. All right, it is now your turn. You're seeing, I kid you not, you're seeing this man melt before your eyes.
I thought attacking legs, it would be like, yeah, this is fixable, this can be healed. We might have to go bald with this one, I don't know.
We might have to go bald. It's true, you might have to go bald.
Like, I think we might have messed up a bit too much.
Yeah, what would you like to do?
First thing I want to do is apologize to Maddock.
Okay, alright. So you're talking to him?
Yeah, I'm talking to him. Like, Maddock, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know if this is you, but I'm so sorry. I don't know if you can hear me. Oh God.
As you say that, he looks at you, and with a garbled cry as blood seeps through his mouth past his lips, he goes, brother. And he seems like he's in a lot of pain as he tries to reach for you with his other hand, one hand reaching for his heart, the other one reaching for you.
I'm going to do something stupid for the sake of character.
Yay!
I'm going to take his hand. I drop to my knees, like, next to him, and I take his hand. I know I cannot pry Kuchipachi off of him.
Oh, super.
I am living on the prayer that he listened and won't just eat this man alive completely.
Yeah, funny, silly, goofy. You take
how much?
How much HP do you got, baby girl?
Of my 22 max? Not 22. So, funny little thing about that.
This is even better! This is better than what I could ever
funny
fucking
little
want!
thing about that. I told you, I am willing to do anything stupid for the sake of character.
Perfect.
This is definitely what Cam would do.
Yeah. I'm hardcore thumbs upping right now.
Like, so I'm sitting there, I'm apologizing to Maddock. I am absolutely frantic, babbling, immediately dropping to my knees, taking his hand and like holding it to my chest. And trying to find some way to apologize, even though I know I don't think I can stop this. I think I fucked up really bad. I don't think I can stop this. Happens when I take his hand.
So you take his hand, rambling, apologizing to him over and over again, and you feel almost this electrifying feeling go through you. It has this hot, white, burning pain, and you feel all your nerves scream. You've never felt this kind of pain before, as immediately you cough up blood, and it's almost as if your insides are melting, and you fall over, and your vision goes blurry. You can still see a little bit, but you can't move. Everything hurts, and you're barely able to keep yourself conscious. And we're gonna come back to you.
Yay!
Yay! Idalia! Yippee! It is your turn, baby girl. This guy's not doing too well. However, you do see him put his hand over his chest. And he regains 3 HP. Yay. Good for him. And he has his hand over his chest ready to seem to touch his heart. You have 1 dog gone, but you got some good fucking spells. It looks like he might try to do a little fucky-wucky. What would you like to do?
You know what? I tried getting rid of the roots, and that has not stopped him from his fucky-wucky ways. So I, am instead gonna hit him real bad.
Okay.
Inflict wounds is 10 MP.
Yeah.
I have 22 MP. What if I put 20 whole MPs into that?
You can only do 1 spell per turn.
Damn it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bestie.
Alright, you know what? I will take the inflict wounds.
Okay. You will have to touch him, so that means getting up and close to him. Is that okay?
I mean, yeah, I was already, like, dodging him to sit right next to him and grab those little Rudy Woodies.
Okay, sure. Absolutely. Then just give me a straight 3d10, because once you touch him, it's over, dog.
Yeah, I bet it is. But that's a -1 modifier. What do you mean?
You don't need a modifier for this.
Yeah, I was getting rid of my old modifier.
Awesome. 12. Ooh, he is not looking good. Alright. So immediately you light this motherfucker up. You touch him. And I would say you still don't completely understand how magic works. But as you feel your pen draw this glyph, you feel something surge inside you that almost feels electrifying. And as you reach out and grab him, you can feel this electricity seem to go through your arm and into him. And immediately you see him cough blood, and he staggers, and the roots around him begin to flinch for a moment as you see this blood oozing out of him. The dog does take the opportunity to attack as well. Let me see. What did I roll for a dog attack? I am once again +5. Okay. I think it was a +9. I'm trying to remember. I'm a little bit everywhere, goes pops. I'm just gonna say it's a +9 because that seems to be what my notes are saying. So a +9. Whew, 20. That hits. Oh wait,
Ooh.
let me get his dodge, but he's not doing good, so I might roll a disadvantage depending. Never mind, we're good to go. Yeah, that is not doing him any fucking favors, as he immediately takes, that's a 1d8 +3, perfect. A 5. Ooh, he's the first to go down, girls!
Oh wow. We got his ass.
You got his ass. That inflicted wounds does hella damage. I will say, if you got max damage on an inflict wounds with him, he would have 3 HP back last. So you only needed 1 or 2 inflict wounds to fucking get this guy, but that's why the MP cost is so high. But here's what I'd like to think. Immediately you touch this guy and almost push him back with this inflict wounds spell that you are barely aware of, and he begins to cough up blood, and as he staggers, this flame dog takes the opportunity to jump on him and like almost rip this motherfucker's face off. You see this blood and tissue gush out, and it's a horrific sight. Like, you almost feel, I wouldn't even say you feel sick seeing this, as this dog immediately brutalizes him. And you are safe from battle, but you do not feel good seeing that. And I would say you feel pretty exhausted with the amount of MP that you took out.
Yep.
But yeah, is there anything else?
Can't even have Susan carry me today because he got backslash.
He got a boo-boo. But yeah, is there anything you would like to say or do before I move on to Blair?
Is Maddock just lying there?
Yeah, I would say that last dog is eating him the fuck up.
I'd like listen, I already feel sick. I'm gonna take the risk of feeling more sick to examine it. Is this like a human? What's going on with him?
Give me, an intelligence check.
Absolutely. 20, 50. 20. 5. Not -5. Stop that.
Ooh!
Ooh, that's a 1.
It is hard to tell. To be fair,
fucking
you've
hate
never really stared at a corpse before, let alone a very fresh corpse. A very fresh,
that is actively
brutalized
being mutilated.
corpse. Yeah, you don't feel good. I would say with that natural one, you actively feel sick. But yeah, that being said, Blair, you have his hand in yours. You guys are holding hands. Oh my god, that's so romantic. What would you like to do? Oh, Maddie?
Maddie,
You're
Sorry,
muted.
I did not was muted.
You're fine. I had a feeling.
I actively was prone him, right? With like shooting him in the leg.
Yes.
Or
Yeah,
no?
he's definitely prone, I'd say.
Okay, I would like to take the hand that I'm holding.
Mhm.
And is there a table or anything nearby?
Yes, there is.
I would like to like a cop like flip him and pin him against the table.
Sure.
And like try and keep him held down.
Okay.
As I call for help.
All right, absolutely. I will allow that to be a competing dex or strength check.
Ooh, probably Dex.
All right, give me a dex, as he's also going to get a dex to try to get out of that. 15.
Do I get proficiencies? Yes, no.
No proficiency this time around.
Okay, so I think it's a 4, 5.
Plus dex, 3. It's a 5.
Okay.
22,
baby.
God damn, you got his ass. Okay, yeah, you immediately like slam him down on the table, and you're saying you're screaming for help?
Yes.
Yeah. It does not take long. As you scream for help, you hear immediately bursting out, there's the archivist and Lazar behind him like, what's going on? Oh my god! What would you like? Go ahead.
I look at them and like, how bad is like this, like my outfit being burnt and like the flesh being like singed? Like how do I look right now?
You look pretty roughed up. You're not the worst. However, with the 2 points of damage you took from the sacred flame, your shoulder's pretty bad. Like, it hurt to move your arm because, like, again, you're moving your shoulder and you're moving this very burnt flesh. So it's a very clear, like, your shoulder there has been burnt off and its uniform's been burnt off. That area you don't look very good in.
Okay. All I can say, like, besides that, I have like this deep scowl on my face. Like as like my pupils are like super dilated.
Yeah.
Or not dilated, like very small.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at the two. I'm like, I don't know what's gotten into him. I need your help. He's having some episode. He tried to attack me.
Shit! And you see the archivist step back and grab what seems to be some sort of magic book. Lazar doesn't know what to do. Lazar is not a combat person. As he goes, oh my god, oh my god. He is completely freaking out. But the archivist surprisingly immediately acts. You see him grab a book and flips through a couple of pages, and you see this arcane, bluish, purplish light glow begin to emanate from him as he reaches his hand out and then pulls his fingers together into a fist, enchanting some word you can't understand or you just don't know. And immediately you watch as this Maddock below you begins to melt. And there's an arcane glow as he begins to dissolve and slowly begins to disappear. It doesn't take you long as you begin to process this. The archivist shoots out and with care, not grabbing your shoulder, but taking you as forcibly, but also as gently as he can in a weird oxymoron way, pulls you back, and you see this Maddock begin to burst into this magical arcane glow. And the archivist, extremely worried and extremely scared for your well-being, just goes, "What happened?"
Did I just watch somebody melt?
Yeah, you did. You super watched just somebody melt away.
Whoa, okay. I look at him as like, this is not the first time he's done this. I don't know why he singled me out, however, I think he's possessed. There's something wrong with him. I don't...
Well, that version wasn't him. God, fuck. He seems like very, like, shocked and almost, like, scared for you. That was, I used the simple dispel magic spell on that. That was a advanced, but, that was a simple cloning spell.
What? Wait, does he even know how to use that?
It's an advanced illusion spell. I don't know who that is, but if he knows high illusionary magic, then yes, he would.
What the hell? Okay, great. Blair seems like she's honestly debating, like, kind of explaining, like, at least a little bit of what's going on.
As you're trying to debate, he is immediately sitting you down. Like, he's not going to wait. He immediately goes, "We need to treat your wounds. I know simple healing magic spells. It's gonna hurt a little bit, but you need to have that treated right now." Was that wound magic, or was it through melee?
It was magic.
It's gonna be easier if I magically heal this then. Is it alright if I...
She doesn't know about the pain thing.
Yeah.
So she'll be like, "Oh, yeah, it's fine. I don't
Alright.
mind."
I'm going to touch that wound. I need you to hold on to something right now.
What's the nearest thing? Is it his hand?
Sure, it could be his hand if you want it to be.
I want to hold on to his forearm or his hand or something.
Alright, you let the demons half win.
The demons won!
The parasite in me. But yeah, you reach out and grab his forearm and you're like, "Oh, what's going to happen?" And then you feel this horrible stinging pain. It is horrible. It feels like your skin is going through sandpaper. It hurts so much as you see this arcane white glow come out from his hand as he holds down like your shoulder and begins to you watch as the wound begins to sew itself together. The burns seem to come apart. However, it does leave a scar, I would say. Okay. The burns come apart, leaving a reddish scar. It hurts a lot. I want you to roll me a general constitution roll.
D20 plus my con. That's a -2.
Yeah, give me a -2. Buddy.
Oh, but it's plus my level, right?
Okay. Yeah, so it's a plus
one?
Plus 1, yeah.
Okay. 10.
10. You don't pass out, luckily. You do not
Nice.
pass out from the pain, but it hurts like a motherfucker. You feel lightheaded for a moment, but luckily it is a passing feeling before
I should say that, I probably, I'm not screaming. I'm trying to grip my teeth and my jaw is flexing, but, he can feel that my grip on his arm is tightened.
Yeah. No, he understands. And as you do that, he awkwardly, tries to soothe you, and he just goes, I know, but this is the best way to let this heal, or else it would take a long time to heal on its own. As he heals up your wound, and that hurts a lot. But the pain is momentary before he pulls back and you see that your wound is completely healed. I would say it is a little bit itchy though.
Okay. I sit back and I kind of look at it. It's like, okay, that's fine. I feel fine. Thank you.
So who was that?
Well, I figured it was Maddox, but weirdly enough, I did speak to Martha just moments before he tried to attack.
Maddock, Martha. He kind of thinks for a moment. These names don't really register to him. Alright. I'll. We should probably report this to any staff. This Martha, did she provoke you? Is that what happened?
She shakes her head. It's like, no, I barely even spoken to her before, like, she addressed me. However, I think something has it's like now she's kind of like figuring out. Can I say that maybe Blair is now of a good grasp of like, Martha was really suspicious earlier, actually.
Yeah,
or not?
I think so. I think you can.
Okay, so I kind of like piece that together, and it's like, now that I'm thinking about it, Martha was acting very strange and saying how I was an obstacle in the way of something.
He thinks on that for a moment, and he nods, and he goes, okay, all right. That sounds like a threat. They might have tried to jump you. Here, can you walk?
Yeah, I can walk, I'm fine. It's like she just kind of like tries to like, is she lightheaded or no? Is she chill?
You're pretty all right. I will say you're a little bit frazzled with everything that's happened, but overall you're okay.
Okay, like, I would like to say, like, if it's not the lightheadedness, I'm probably frazzled and, like, looking visibly distressed because, I have, like, that like, ongoing trauma of reliving the night that I died. Mm-hmm. So I am not, I probably don't look well, even if I can stay on my own.
Yeah, he will help you up. I wouldn't say he immediately, like, carries you, but he definitely does a good job to kind of support you with how large he is. And he goes, well, I'll get you to the infirmary. Hopefully I can contact your roommates and you'll be all right as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure why I would need the infirmary. I think that was the only wound that he gave me.
Still, least we can do is get you checked up, and I know that the doctor's a ripe asshole, but he does his job well. And he looks to Lazar and goes, Lazar, please get some staff in. And Lazar, who was like completely shocked, not used to this at all, goes, yes, yeah, I can do that, yep. And he two thumbs up and starts running, and he pauses at you, and like kind of his hand gestures awkwardly. Once again, you're reminded of how this guy like just kind of ticks like a clock as he goes, I hope you're doing better later on, not now. Okay, bye. And he
just, hey, don't tell Summer. And then like that's all she says before she leaves.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know if I have that authority, but okay. And he rushes out.
Fuck, okay. That, like, she rolls her eyes at that's like, oh, he's gonna find out anyways. Like, damn.
Yeah. But you are quickly rushed to the infirmary. I would say, cutting that, Idalia, you are now, with, Thiessen, who's not doing too well, but he's holding up pretty all right. Luckily, I don't think you or him have taken damage, have you? Save for Thiessen. That's good. Okay. Yeah. Thiessen, who summons the dog back, and it dissolves into ash and smoke. He looks at you. He's pretty all right, but he's holding his shoulder. His back is still bleeding, and you kind of realize, like, because he was moving so much, chances are it didn't like scab within the few minutes that you guys have been fighting. But he looks at you and goes, are you all right, Idalia?
Yeah, I'm fine. He didn't touch me. You're wounded.
It'll be all right. As he kind of like winces a little bit, it's clear that he will not be all right.
Yeah, sure, you're all right. I'm going to go ahead and copy his spells, because I know he used a healing spell earlier.
Okay. Take off from your MP, and I would say, just for brevity's sake, you get an easy, like, healing spell. Roll me a 1d4 plus, I believe... Hold on. What is the healing word? I think it is, right? No, I'm gonna say healing touch. I think, what is it? Is it healing touch?
It's healing word.
No, it's cure wounds. Sorry.
Oh.
He used to cure wounds on you. So roll a 1d8 plus your intelligence modifier, because I'm saying that your spellcasting modifier is intelligence.
Yeah. Does that include level?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so level plus number.
So it's a 5, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 5 plus d8. 10.
10.
That's pretty good. Yeah. He doesn't wince. Like, he seems all too used to healing magic. As you touch him, his back seems a little bit sweaty as his clothes have been torn away, and slowly his wounds seem to patch up a little bit, and there's still, like, the wound is scabbed over, and it seems like if you touch at it, it could open, but he stops you and goes, ah, that's good. I'd prefer that to heal on its own.
What is it? Do you not want to go to the infirmary?
I'll be okay. Honestly, we could
Please
stop by for... I'm saying we could stop by for the infirmary for some alcohol, but usually healing spells are good, but... fuck. Having this heal
You don't
naturally
sound
would
fine.
probably good. I'm fine. I should be alright. Don't worry about it. As he
Alright,
kind of
fine.
stands up straighter a little
We'll
bit.
drop by the infirmary for some alcohol then. Let's go.
Yeah, okay. And he kind of stays close to you as he does so. I would like you, because you'd probably be the closest, I would like you to roll me a quick perception check. And actually, Maddie, do this as well as you were leaving the library. I'm just curious if you guys would see this.
Is this charisma?
No, this is perception, which is a wisdom.
Okay.
22.
Wow, that's good. Okay, Adelia, you got 22?
I see.
Let me see. A 10.
A 10. All right, we'll come back to that later. But you actually no. Let me say this to you now because I don't know if this would. No, I'd come back to it. I'm sorry. I'm flip flopping. But you Idalia, you guys go into the infirmary as you notice that actually the archivist and Blair are there already. Blair seems to be having just some kind of pack, a cooling pack, and a little bit of gauze wrapped around her shoulder. She looks overall fine, but you can tell from the torn area around her shoulder, you can tell that she probably took a good hit. And for you, Blair, you look and you can see Idalia's fine, but Thiessen turns around and you could see the entire back of his uniform ripped open.
Oh my gosh.
Do you say that in character?
Yeah.
Yeah, you say that and the archivist goes, okay, well, no, well, hold on. As the archivist kind of goes, you don't turn your head like that, your shoulder will get strained. And the doctor says, that's not how that works. And the archivist goes, no, it is.
I honestly listen to the archivist because I want to just piss off the doctor. So I'm like, oh, I believe you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't.
Yeah. But you two kind of realize, oh shit, you both got in a fight.
I look over to the Thesis and Adalia. It's like, why are you guys here?
Maddock? Maybe? We don't actually know what it was.
Oh no. Did you guys have to deal with the illusion Maddock too?
Phoebe, where's Darian?
Where's Darian? Oh, she kind of
no.
she's like about to like jump up like, oh my fucking. Okay, where was the last time you've seen him?
The dorm. God, I've been out all day. I haven't talked to him.
Well, if Maddox attacked us, Maddox probably has the biggest vendetta against, his brother. Oh.
If this is Maddock, we don't know.
Right. Well, I have a feeling that Martha might be involved in this.
Why? What did Martha do?
Well, we don't really talk often, and like, I honestly, like, I would say Blair. It's like this is like Blair out of script being Phoebe. Like she's not like it's not the facade anymore because she's so used to kind of like talking this way with like Cam and or Darren and Adalia. So she's like well wait, what was the question? I'm dead. I'm so dead.
It's okay. It's like what did Martha do?
What did Martha do? Okay, so remember how we saw Martha back at like Maddox infirmary, and I was really out of it. I don't remember much.
Right.
I later that day found some dead birds in the forest and the shoe. I didn't know if Martha was involved in this. She didn't confirm, but tonight she approached me and said that it was so weird. I don't know why, but I don't know if she acts like this usually, but she seemed very polite and confident and very, what's the word, delusional, but she seemed like she was very certain that her and Summer are meant for each other and that she wants me out of the picture permanently.
Oh good. Well, she is polite and delusional, but I don't know about confident. Yeah, that doesn't sound like something she... Phoebe, last time we were here, she was terrified of you because
Wait, what?
Yeah, that she seemed very scared of you because of the whole Summer thing. I think she thought you were gonna get upset with her. It doesn't seem like her to suddenly approach you and be like, disappear forever.
Oh, that's so fucking weird. Okay, I may. Do you think it has something to do with what happened to Maddox?
I think it has something to do with what happened to Maddock.
Okay.
We need to figure out if Darian had a similar weird experience.
If he's still alive, honestly.
If he's still alive. I mean, do you think he's willing to do what it takes?
He's a kind of a fraidy cat, so I don't...
He's kind of a fraidy cat.
I'm not sure about that. We should go looking for him, like, as, like, I sort of, like, kind of, like...
Okay, you're wounded. I have no MP. I don't know if that's gonna work out.
Yeah, as you say, we should go look for him. The archivist is... I think we can have staff to look for him instead. You need to get to your dorm and have proper rest.
She's sort of, like... Oh, you're right. I feel fine though. I'll be honest. You weren't there, Adalia, but I did a number. On Maddox. I hope he doesn't mess with us again.
I was very lucky to have Thiessen there and his fire dogs, which were not biting me this time.
Thiessen, who like tries to laugh, but just kind of like puts some alcohol on his back. It just goes, yeah. And he's just like out of it.
Did he drink some of that?
No, but he's having a hard time reaching for his back with an awkward hand, and he's like, just,
you know what? Why don't I do that for you?
Appreciated. I don't want to ever make you do something you don't want to, so all up to you.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. I think this is a good time as any for me to put alcohol on my fiance's back when he has been wounded.
How romantic, I say in character.
But yeah,
I know.
The archivist is making a unanimous decision, and to be fair, Thiessen agrees that they are going to bring you to your dorms, and they're going to have staff look for Darian instead. Okay.
Slay. So we have our funny little boyfriend walking us home.
Yeah, pretty much. But I will say, Adalia, as you guys are kind of being brought back to your dorms, you do pass by the forest, and you could have sworn you saw the silhouette of a pigeon kenku staring at you from the edge of the forest.
Can I stare back?
Sure. I'd immediately assume you're staring back. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm making eye contact with her.
Yeah, she doesn't flinch. She doesn't care. But you guys are led back, and during that time, I would like to cut to Darian, who is apparently bleeding out on the floor, probably.
No.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here.
Yeah. Man, okay, so Edge, I think I gave you enough time. Do you got your new character ready?
Yeah, I have my new character. Everyone say hello to Darian with an EN.
Instead of an AN?
Yeah, it's exactly the same except different mask.
He's actually
It's
very
another
confident.
sibling in the family.
True.
Yeah, it's the crossed out sibling in the page.
But yeah, so Darian, you were out, and I would like to imagine that your last thought is like, oh, this is it. I'm dying again. Except this time, it's a lot more painful.
This sucks.
This uber sucks. But as that happens, your eyes are bleary and they blur and you blink and you can't tell how much time has passed through. You close your eyes and it feels like an eternity has passed, and then you open and then it feels like it's only been a few seconds. However, as you close your eyes, you open them again, and you are not in the school building anymore. How odd. You find yourself in your dorm.
Oh god.
And you are awake, you are conscious enough, but everything hurts. Everything physically fucking hurts. And as you try to move, you feel that your chest area, specifically like your hand where you touched Maddock, has been like bandaged up with gauze. And there's this weird, so this pain lingers, but you also feel really itchy, weirdly enough. But it's an itch that you feel like you can't scratch. And as you try to look over, there is a small, like, candle that usually is lit up in the center of your living area, and the door is cracked open, so you have that little bit of light. But as you look over, there's a large silhouette looming over you.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it, motherfucker. Am I able to move or sit up at all?
You can't sit up, but you can speak.
Okay. Ow.
Is that all you say? Just ow, ouchie?
Yowzers. Then probably after a moment, just, oh god, Maddock. Where?
You hear a voice. It is deep, low, soft, and slow. But what is particularly interesting is you don't hear it. You recognize it in your mind.
Oh god.
As this voice seems to rumble out, almost shaking your entire body to its core as you hear, your brother is fine, in this very slow voice. And again, you're not hearing this through your ears, this is in your noggin.
This is like full-on Bluetooth
Yeah,
rumbling.
it kind of scares you.
Yeah, it's freaky as hell. He was being eaten. Like, I don't know how to stop it.
That wasn't him.
It wasn't.
It's an illusion. Your brother is alive. And you hear him, like, specifically pause. Alive is a choice word.
Yeah, that's a very choice word. Is he okay?
The figure pauses for a moment and just says, "That's for you to find out."
Am I able to move my hand enough to try and feel in my pocket?
A little bit, yeah.
Is the Tamagotchi there?
Yes, he is in his... It's hard to see because the screen does not light up, but you can see the moving pixels of Kuchipachi in there. He seems fairly normal, almost as if he just didn't eat the corpse of your brother in front of you or something.
Good to know. So I'm only seeing this silhouette.
Mm-hmm.
Do I recognize the silhouette?
I think you could put 2 and 2 together,
Yeah, I'm
my
gonna
guy.
guess. Even like after the moment of
else?
I fucking melted and I am alive.
Yeah,
I
who
think
else,
it is
buddy?
going to click at that point that there are only so many absolutely massive shadowy figures that know where I live.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, you can put 2 and 2 together.
Just kind of stare at him for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you?
There's a pause for a moment as you hear him almost contemplate for a moment, and then he answers and goes, "You may call me Othros. I'm known as the High Court Fae, but I'll grace you with a name basis.
You've been following me around.
It's funny."
Funny?
Yes, quite entertaining.
What the fuck just happened? This isn't funny. You've been...
It's pretty, as you would say, goofy.
Goofy?
A little, how would you say again? A silly goof, as you once said.
I'm going to throw up.
But you lay there, and he continues, and he goes, "Having you die now would be a waste. I think you'd have a more appropriate death later on. So for now, you'll continue to entertain me."
You kept me from I was dying?
Yes, you were.
Darian just kind of stares at the ceiling for a long moment, faced with the reality of mortality again.
Oh yeah.
For
Uber.
the second time in the calendar year.
Fun.
Very fun, very fun. Also met with this figure that has brought nothing but pain and suffering. This is the first time I've looked this motherfucker in the eyes without starting to hear the echoes of my mother's voice, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Glad he's holding back a little bit.
You still feel a little bit of static in the back of your head, though. That can't
Oh
be
yeah, no,
good.
he's kind of got the Slender Man shit going on.
Yeah.
You watched the entire time?
I did. You weren't supposed to go down just yet, but it's an enthralling show. Not a move I would expect from a fae like you. It's quaint.
What did you do? What did you do to my...
As you say that, you can't see him. Not only is there complete blackness around you, save for the dim light of the candle, but you can also pretty much tell that he has the veil on, and no matter where you look, you're always going to see that veil. But for whatever reason, in the back of your head, you can just feel it. Almost as if he is vocalizing it. He's smiling. And he goes, I just gave life to something that cares deeply for you. And that is his parting words as he steps back and goes, I look forward to you entertaining me even more. Good night. How would you say it? Cam. Good night. And he leaves.
Oh god.
As you are left with this horrible, horrible realization that this motherfucker just said your name, you hear...
not only he knows my mom, and he knows me. Fuck!
He knows your mom, he knows your name, he knows your
my
Tamagotchi. Yeah! But you are left in absolute stunned silence as you hear the door open, and for a moment you think that's him leaving? And then you hear, the voices of, I'm so sorry, I don't mean to give them the dox treatment, but he's done been you. If he knew her mom, he's gonna know this. But anyways, you hear the door open, and for a moment you thought it was him leaving. But then you hear the voices of Adalia and Phoebe, or rather, Blair and Lucia, as they both come in, and you hear them say goodnight and goodbye to two other people before the door closes, and all three of you kind of trudge back to your rooms, realizing just how deep and how horrifying this world can be. You all three begin to wind down. Some of you more wounded than others. Some of you can't even move at all as you let the night pass through. You all close your eyes, but you can't help but feel something is staring back at you. And you know whatever happened tonight is only going to get worse. As that is where we're going to end our session for the night.
Yay!
Let me put some
Yay!
funny music. Let me put some funny music on. Yay!
We did it!
You did it! I'm sorry, it was a little bit of a heavy combat session, but
No, I had fun.
yay! I'm glad. I was I kid you not, so I had little bits and pieces of this planned already, but it was more so the social interaction. Everything else I hodgepodged together within, like, I got home at 5, and then we started at, 7, so, 2 hours I did what I could.
Hell yeah, I thought it was great.
Let's go.
I made a friend.
You made a friend indeed. I'm very excited. I finally get to introduce Lazar. Lazar's an amazing character. He's literally just a harebrained and Drubber put together because I'm not original.
I already love him.
I am going to make him make me a gun.
Make him make you a gun. Of course. But you guys have finally kind of hit the rising action of everything. And now we're going to get into the serious bits. Isn't that fun? Isn't this exciting? Does it make you want to groove? And
I can't wait.
Look at y'all. Italia, you're bonding with Thiessen. Phoebe, you're getting to know the Archivist more. Cam, you finally met Othros. Congratulations.
You
had
had
a
first
name.
name basises.
I don't know.
Not the first name I wanted to give him, but the first name.
It's a first name.
The
I don't
first
know.
name.
I don't know
I
if
mean,
that's a
like,
good thing
hey.
for him.
That's a lot of progress. You went to from no basis to name basis.
Exactly.
That's something.
Exactly, yeah. This man's not here looking to be a statistic. He's ready to be involved with his child's life.
I think he should, be more involved in his child's life and less involved in my previous life.
Too bad.
Why does he know that?
Where'd you get that, man?
Where'd you get that?
The archivist never got his hamburger.
The archivist did not. I'm so sorry, bestie.
The true L of the
He's actually
session.
hungry now.
But on the bright side, you got to see him be a little bit jealous.
Wait, was he jealous?
Yeah, he was jealous, my guy.
I couldn't tell. Maybe I'm stupid.
You're fine, don't
look
worry.
At Ethan's chat.
Yeah,
Ethan's being
literally
so
when you
normal.
said, "Oh my god," he went, "Don't look. You'll strain yourself." And the doctor said that's literally not how it works. He literally just didn't want you to look at Thiesen's hot back.
Smiles?
Smiles.
Oh, that's a little insane, Fresh.
What do you mean?
Smiles?
Smiles?
Okay.
It's almost as if this entire campaign is just me forcing wish fulfillment on you guys.
Let's go! Let's go!
But yeah,
Having our girly pop time.
yeah. On top of
I
that,
love
no, go
I
ahead.
did not expect Martha to be crazy. That was cool.
Yay!
I love her. Yay!
Crazy, goofy, silly, goofy, haha.
Go crazy, girl. I love you.
Pop off. Yeah. So that I think I was being pretty silly, goofy, because I'm like, you guys have, and I forgot, Veggie, you also have the work alone trait.
Do I?
You do. I
do.
completely forgot. You do?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. It was
I
Edge.
have hyper independence.
Okay, it was Edge.
Never mind. I'm so sorry. Which technically, I'm so sorry. That doesn't really work with Coochie Pachi there.
Yeah, no.
I think it's.
To be fair, it
funny
is
in
also
character.
like one of my character flaws.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. But yeah, you guys are out here. We be getting into plot. You guys are talking to your boyfriends. It is so cool. Thumbs up.
We really are now living the dating sim.
You know, yeah.
If only
with
I could have social interactions with my girlfriend now looks at the forest.
If only, bestie.
Let's go in the forest again.
You guys should go in the forest again. That's so crazy.
The forest knows my social security number. I don't know.
It did dox you. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to pull a Connor and dox you. I promise that was planned.
No,
I
it was
promise.
funny. It was great.
I promise. If that
It has your
motherfucker
social
knows about your
security
mom,
number.
he has to know your name.
Yeah.
And that
He's
was
met your
like,
parents.
yeah, and that was like what, session 5, where you doxed you.
God.
So, I know 5 sessions isn't a lot, but I got plans for that motherfucker. 10 sessions in, and you finally get to talk to him.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Slow burn.
burn.
Slow
Enemies
slow
still-
burn.
Psychological terror to lovers. Slow burn.
Exactly. We need more of that in
Oh.
literature.
Except, like, we start with a kid.
Yeah, you absolutely. You start with well, like that's one of those very famous like romance tropes where it's like,
Oh, yeah, the kid really
the
brought us
kid-
together.
Yeah, the kid brought you together, and unfortunately for you, the kid is just as bad as its father.
Yeah. He has his eyes.
He has his eyes. I don't know if you know that, bestie.
I mean, can we prove he doesn't?
We can't disprove it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fair. It started off
Somebody
with a
get me
kid.
close
How
to
did it
more
end up
COVID.
like this? It was only a kid. It was
It
only
was
a
only
kid.
a kid.
It's so funny. But yeah, how are y'all feeling on the campaign? This is one of the heavier
I'm
combat
having
sessions.
so much fun.
Okay,
I really liked it.
I'm glad because I know that we're all like iffy on combat, so I still want to keep like combat fresh enough to be entertaining.
But I also
Yeah, I
like the
enjoy
spin
some
of we
silly
all
combat.
fought the same enemy separately. Like,
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
Which I'm not gonna say anything, but it is very him core.
Oh, okay.
But I hope that we had a good time with this one, because I kid you not, I was like in a frenzy trying to plan this. I already had the idea, but I had to get like all the stat blocks, how, which, when, what is happening, everything, all of that. So I am very glad to see that come to fruition and it didn't end up in flames, because I understand that having 3 separate combat encounters can be very, very time consuming and can be very like confusing.
Well, considering that we all collectively kicked his ass.
Oh yeah,
easily,
that's so
except
funny.
for Edge, who got nerfed.
Nerfed.
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't have weapons. I'm not fully combat based. I am like summoning based.
Yeah, you are.
And then I decided, you know what? Fuck it. We ball, and decided to make an absolutely terrible choice that backfired worse than I could have ever imagined.
It's even better, I think.
No, that
it's
made
very
it
in
so much
character.
better. It genuinely made it
Oh, yeah.
so much better.
Like, that was not... Obviously, I did not plan that, because that was your decision. But the moment you went down, I immediately went, oh, I know what to do now.
It's beautiful.
It made me so happy.
I got to share an intimate little late night moment with the father of my child.
Yeah, that's what we can
And go,
call it.
Who are you? Why are you in my house?
Isn't it so sweet?
And he looked at me and went,
I want
shit's
love.
funny. For real, for real.
For real, for
Literally
real.
the hat, man.
Literally.
He wants you to pay him child support.
God.
He wants something out of her, that's for sure.
God. With some of the questions that Fresh has asked me behind the scenes about
Thumbs
Kate,
up. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. I don't know what you're talking about. Thumbs up.
funny as shit.
I have more questions I've been meaning to ask all of y'all, but I think it's gonna be after this, I would say, kind of
Oh?
arc. Yeah, because
Yeah.
again, I plan to keep y'all's lives both very intertwined, both your lives, the fantasy lives that you guys took over, and obviously your current lives. There's a lot to keep up with, but I would like to think there's a few twists and turns that that I have planned, at least. So thumbs up. I hope we're having a good time. I hope we're balling again. My Wi-Fi did not die on itself, thank God.
You fucking did it. Your
We
Wi-Fi
did
didn't
it.
shit itself.
We did it. Fuck yeah.
We did it, gamers.
We did it, gamers. Raw! But yeah, overall, I think that should be it for us. And I am probably gonna head out soon. Oh, everybody say goodbye to Tilly.
Bye, Tilly.
Bye, Tilly.
Bye,
I love you.
silly.
Bye, Dewey.